What is going on, Casually FC? Welcome to another installment of the Casually Chelsea Show. I'm accompanied here by the Bridge 258, Real Chris, Scott Oliver, and Curry Pirate. And we got a super jam-packed show for you guys with plenty of things to discuss. But before we do, as always, smash up the like buttons because it helps out with the YouTube algorithm. Go ahead and also subscribe if you're new to the channel. We are on our way to 2.5K. We're also streaming over on the Bridge 258. So if you're watching on the Bridge 258, subscribe and smash that like button as it helps out both channels with the YouTube algorithm and with our growth. So let's get right into it, starting off with the first topic at hand, which is preseason America. Always starting it off a little lighthearted in the show, and then we get to the really heavier topics later on. But we have Ben Jacobs here saying Chelsea announced the 2024-25 preseason will again take place in the United States, which I am all for. That is fantastic news to hear. Hopefully, I get to see them again in the general tri-state area, so on and so forth, and we get to some nice other venues as well. But I mean, I'm curious as to what fixtures are going to be. I don't know if we have any more thoughts, or maybe some of you guys were hoping it would be somewhere else. But I mean, floor is yours, guys, if you want to discuss this. But if not, we could just move on to the next one. Actually, that reminds me, Curry, since you're in North America, did you actually get to see any of the matches during this last preseason?
No, because they're all basically in the East Coast.
Okay, fair enough.
So they didn't come to the West Coast at all. That's why.
Oh yeah, it's true. But you're in the West Coast of Canada.
Yep.
So you would need them to go to like maybe Sacramento.
Exactly.
Seattle,
okay.
or like Portland, or even like
it'd be a
San
trip and a half for you.
But yeah.
Okay, fair enough. But is any one of you guys gonna travel to come see him in preseason? It's Chelsea.
We could have had
It's Todd Bowley's Blues.
Would you guys like to pay 5 times more than you would regularly in London to watch the same team play? Please,
but you get to enjoy America.
Exactly, man. I mean? Tell them, man. You know what I mean? These guys, man, they're not real Chelsea fans. You know what I mean? I go to Chelsea. You know what I mean? That's my local team, man. So local team, man.
What do you mean?
They're supporting local, man. Yeah, man.
If anyone.
I'm looking at you, Chris. I'm looking at you, Chris, man.
I got a place you could put them. Get some new fans. A place where we could get new fans. We can go to North Korea, man. We get some new fans over there.
Oh my God.
That is problematic.
I doubt anyone else has gone over there to get new fans. Like, we could do that.
That you know what, Chris, you're right. That is an untapped market that the owner should look at. I agree.
We should try it.
Ross.
Can't help it. Sorry, I was late.
guys.
But Joel, it's nice to see you. What's up?
He came at the right time. There's been a leak here from Pochettino's tactics. So crazy.
What do you mean?
Another one.
What tactics?
Oh,
it's here we go, man.
You want to just link it?
Yes,
okay,
I shall.
I'll link it. But yeah, I mean, Joel, I was at the DC game. It was hot as hell in that game because there's no awning. So I was just soaking up in the sun with Dark and everyone else. I definitely got a tan that day. But let's see here. I'm pulling it up right now. This is a whole ass video. Okay, interesting. Okay,
is it the tactics board, Ahmed?
Yes.
I just retweeted that. Yeah.
Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna just do this. Then we're gonna pull it up on here. Okay. Well, okay.
Osama ibn
So this is Tuchel discussing his tactics.
Tuchel?
Stop this. Not Tuchel, I mean Poch. No, stop. Oh my God.
Daddy Tuchel? Yeah.
Marshall just remember the good old times, man.
That was a mad sound.
That was crazy, bro.
You know, that's how he speaks about it, man. You know what I'm saying?
This guy, man.
Hey,
oh man. All right.
We already know about Chris and Reece James.
All right, let's listen to this. What is he saying here, man?
More freedom because Caicedo can drop and build from back, but it's a player that can combine with Enzo, being in different space to help and to build from back. But he is a player that need to little by little to give more freedom after to arrive to the opposite half because have the capacity to score. But Enzo also too is improving a lot because now Enzo is a player with the capacity to drop and hold the tip in the build-up from back, the transition to connect and to help also good pass and keep possession, and then to arrive, from the second line and score goals. But Caicedo, little by little, is going to find also the regularity and the consistency to do the same, more freedom, because Caicedo can build.
So he wants Caicedo to do the same thing Enzo's doing, essentially? Is that what he's building him up to do? Why?
I hate this guy.
We don't need to do that.
I feel like you need one of them to do that.
That's so unnecessary.
Enzo's doing that.
Yeah, Enzo's literally built to do that. Like he was saying how Enzo can drop back and help in the defense. Like, no. I mean, yes, he can. I don't want him to. I'd rather Caicedo do that. Caicedo's a more defensively sound, better at tackling, so on and so forth player. Like, why? I mean,
it's when we build up. When we build up, Enzo he could sit obviously deep and obviously like ping a ball because he knows he has the abilities there. But like, he doesn't need to be there defensively.
Hey,
His action's quite stronger than I expected. Actually, I forgot how strong it was.
All I'm going to say is we didn't need this video to know that this guy can't set up a midfield.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
And also, we don't see this in game, so he is waffling. Yeah, it is, okay. Well, good to see that.
I mean, wait, what don't we see?
The tactics that he's talking about,
No, I think Enzo does what he was saying there.
Basically to extent, yeah, but like sometimes you see Enzo on the left wing.
Literally, he goes from left centre back to left inside forward all the time, and that's what Poch just said there.
It's not
horrible.
easy. Nope.
Osama
Bin Poch. Osama Bin Poch. But all right, let's go on to the next topic then. But that was a little interesting detour that we took there. Is there a full video for that? Or is that just the one clip?
I'd imagine there is, but I don't know I don't know where that video came from.
I'd be curious where the brain rot comes from. I want to go check it out myself. But all right, let's go ahead and we might actually do a reaction to that. Who knows? Let us know in the chat. But all right, so next story that I have for you guys is another inspiration coach. Yes, I am not joking. Another motivation coach was hired for Chelsea. I'm pulling it up right now. According to this source right here, yes, this was a few days ago. Let me pull it up. Cool. So Chelsea have hired Owen Eastwood to lead a project of their history and identity, which will impact the environments at Stamford Bridge and the Cobham Training Center. On his work, he said, "I call myself a performance coach. I am not an executive coach. I am not a life coach. My role is to help the team perform better."
I can't wait. When's he sign up?
What does that mean?
Right
What
now?
does that mean? Like the history of Chelsea.
It's the same guy we hired yesterday, or not yesterday, last season.
Yeah, the rugby guy.
McKenna guy or whatever.
He's not the same. He's a historian, from what I knew. No.
Yeah,
I thought he was.
Yeah, he's an historian. So I'm like, are we making a Chelsea?
It's not gonna be exactly the same. He was like a mentality coach or whatever, but
no, this guy's meant to be helping the club find out about its to basically just chart its history, maybe get some of its old material and stuff. That's what I thought he was doing. No.
But the end, that last quote, "My role is to help the team perform better."
Yeah.
I think my understanding of it is that he's a historian that's gonna come and instill in the squad, "Hey, this is the history of Chelsea. Didier Drogba did this and that and all this, and the amount of stats, and Lampard, one of the greatest goal scorers in the Prem, and all this." That's the idea I'm getting. That's the purpose that I'm getting.
How is that supposed to fix Poch though?
Yeah, bro.
This literally doesn't make any sense because
that's supposed to instill the players with fighting spirit.
He's not looking. I don't think he's looking at modern time Chelsea though. He's looking probably 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s. Yeah. That's what I think he's looking at. He's not looking at like that. History is already there, mate. It's already available. You can see where he was.
Most people know it.
You can see where Lampard was sitting because there's someone probably sitting there right now. legit. There's probably someone right now sitting where Lampard is sitting. In what's it called? The training ground. So
it's just another one of these hires. I'm just like questioning my head and my brain. Like, did I read that right?
I don't think this is a problem, bro. He just literally finding some history and just recording it for us. There's like already podcasts that do that already that I know about.
It's not gonna hurt him, is it? It hurt him.
It's not a problem, but how does it translate to the team?
He's probably just doing a lot of like, you know what I mean, blah, but he's not talking
motivation
to the team,
speeches, man.
Yeah, he's
gonna give a history lecture? What?
Mm-hmm.
No, he's going to find historical. He's basically going to help to write to better present the club's history and essentially help to dig up stuff about it. Did you get what I mean? Like he's almost he's almost acting like an archivist. You know, an archivist is someone that is able to archive all of the club's history into one main thing where the club can continuously go back and forth from and get an idea about.
He's gonna give history exams to players.
That's what he's doing.
Cole Palmer has a test on Friday, right after the game. He's been studying up to Chelsea. They gotta take all these not proper Chelsea players, man, and they gotta, catch him up with the history.
Honestly, this could be a good idea, man. For all we know, we could actually get a lot of really old club what's it called jerseys in the past that probably haven't been seen for a while. So it's actually a pretty good thing in my opinion, honestly.
That's what Nike's there for, man.
But Nike didn't exist.
Not a genuine article, though.
But no, Nike did not exist in the 1950s, 60s, 30s, 20s, 10s. So you can actually see a lot of OG, original Chelsea jerseys in it. So that's probably the idea,
But this is why we bring up these topics to discuss amongst ourselves, because one person interprets it another way, the rest of you interpret it a different way, and then we come to the middle. And now I'm looking at it like, all right, cool. I mean, I don't understand really the point. Maybe it's to help with marketing and maybe work on a Chelsea museum and stuff like that. It could all be related to that and nothing to do with the team. It's just the quote afterwards. I call myself a performance coach, not an executive coach. I'm not a life coach. My role is to help the team perform better. That's what threw me off. I'm just like, wait, so you're going to be involved in the team? What are you going to show them the history of like Chelsea and how to be proper Chelsea and all that? Like, I don't know. So it threw me off. But, that being said, I mean, we'll see how this goes. I mean, I'm sure we won't hear about him until he gets sacked at some point in the future, hopefully in a long-term future. But let's go on to the next topic I had for you guys, and that is one of the big topics we're going to be discussing is Pochettino. Looks like he's going to be getting time. We've discussed it a few times now that we all for the most part believe he's going to be staying until the end of the season. My fear is if he's going to stay until next season. So let's go to the first tweet that we have here. Oh, wait. No. Hold on. Having a howler here. Hold on.
Yep.
Boom.
God, that's a lot of tabs right there.
Yes, Chris, this is how we operate.
Man, that angle.
Yeah, this is an angle. Anyways, Fabrizio Romano. Just shut up. Fabrizio Romano. Pressure on Pochettino has been there since end of January. Chelsea want better results, so pressure remains there. But the priority has always been to finish the season with him and then assess the situation ahead of the summer transfer window. Then we move on to the next story that we have here. Oh, give me a second. Okay. So nothing has changed at Chelsea. They still want to assess Mauricio Pochettino in the summer. This is a priority for the club. It's still a plan, but there is some pressure, as we know, again, according to Fabrizio Romano. Then we have here John Obi Mikel being quoted as saying, "We know if it was during the Roman era, Poch would have been out of the door. If we don't start well next season, I think he's going to get sacked." John Obi Mikel on Mauricio Pochettino's future and Chelsea's need for leaders. So I think John Obi Mikel thinks that Mauricio's going to be here next season. Like, we're going to continue next season with Poch, which I hope he's wrong, but we'll come back to this. Next tweet I have here, Pochettino on objectives until the end of the season. Win every single game. We hope we can win all the games and be in the FA Cup final We need to start to win games in the Premier League and arrive close to the position at the top, which, my guy, position at the top is probably not going to happen. But you could try that. We want that. Mauricio Pochettino on Gary Neville's Bottler comments. They were not a good thing, but the players are professional and want to win. We didn't win on Wednesday because of Gary's comments. Huh?
That's gotta be mistranslated. Yeah.
No. He means no. What he means is he's basically saying that people think that the players were motivated by the fact that he called them bottlers, and that's not true.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's not a mistranslation.
Okay.
Fair enough. Where was I? Comments. The players follow my vision. We pay attention for a few seconds, then move on. We got two more. Then we have here Pochettino and Chelsea fans chants, which I'm sure you guys who have listened to the game and even have been at the stadium, Fetter, you can attest to this. It's been getting toxic. So Pochettino and Chelsea fan chants. We need to understand the fans are emotional. You hear, Fetter? You're emotional. So I am fighting to provide the team the best tools to work and to improve play in this way, score goals and win games. And then the last tweet I have here, Pochettino and Chelsea fans in a way stand chanting against him. I'm not worried. We need to accept this. You just need to build the relationship through winning games. I won't ask for it. I will continue to work and change this perception. And that's it. I mean, between the comments, between the possibility that he's going to be staying here next season, and given time, and it's going to be assessed at the end of the season. I mean, are there any worries with you guys, with our ownership, that at the end of the season, they're going to assess that, okay, there have been some improvements. You need time. You need a striker and all this. We're going to give you next season.
For me, he still has to show like something like this season for the ownership, like to keep him for next season. This season has been, you saw in the not Champions League final, God knows, what's it called, the Carabao Cup final, whatever, that League Cup fucking final. He bottled that. He did bottle that final. Like, we was against random kids. We didn't hear about their names and all that. Like, yeah, sure, they had Van Dijk and stuff, but like, they're missing a lot of players. Yeah, and don't give it. Oh, we're just as young as them. No, we have somewhat young, experienced players anyway, who's been in World Cups and all that. So don't give me that shit anyway. But and the league table, that speaks for itself as well. Like, we're 11th right now. We haven't showed yet like a convincing win, like I said, since December 16th. Like, that's our last convincing win we've had. So, like, there's nothing convincing about Pochettino's style of play or anything like that. Like, I wish he could work out Chelsea. I want him to work out Chelsea. I hate being negative like that much, but there's nothing positive about Pochettino and his team right now. Like, someone else has to be here, I think. It's awful.
And big up Ahmed, because he just sent me this tweet. I didn't see it until today. Mauricio Pochettino has the opportunity to make sure the job is his for the long term.
What opportunity? Like, he has to win FA Cup? Is that then fair enough, right?
Like, okay, let me ask you guys this. At best, if everything goes our way, where do you see this team actually finishing with Poch?
8th.
9th, 8th, 9th, yeah. 8th.
8th and winning an FA Cup, right?
Well,
like,
I don't know. At best, yeah. I'd love us to win the FA Cups, then we get Europa League, but yeah, I definitely win the FA Cup, by the way.
So it's like, is that even good enough?
No, it shouldn't be.
It's not. The quality of the league's dropped off, and we've not capitalised.
We dropped with the quality of like how bad it is.
That's one way of putting it. Yeah,
we're just as bad as the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
And as should always be the case, by the way, a domestic cup shouldn't define the season. I know that we're out of Europe, but the main focus in that case should be on the league performance. And 8th isn't good enough. We have a squad that should be, doing a lot better than this, especially with considering the form of our opponents.
Insane, man. I really hope this isn't the case. I hope this is just. I hope at the end of the season our owners do their due diligence, whatever, of looking at the overall season and how he performed, and come to the conclusion that Poch isn't the guy. I really hope so.
like there's like you could argue maybe Potter would have done better with his team, and that's just like, and he ain't good enough for Chelsea as well. So what makes you think Poch is gonna be good enough? Oh, he's gonna get it right next season. You're really playing with Chelsea's third season. You've not had one good season as an ownership. You've not had one good season yet. You've had 2 bad seasons where you finished 10th, and God knows this season, and winning no trophies yet again. So are you really like a risk like using Poch for next season? Unless you pull the trigger on Poch early season, but I think that's a waste of time. I
think it depends who you believe, because I've been seeing through the week that Sam Mockbell has been reporting that we're already trying to sound out names of replacements in case we do make the move. So if you believe his reports, then it's definitely a possibility that they're not ruling out that this could end in the summer at the latest.
I think the only way to trust him is he wins FA Cup, maybe. I think they give him another season after that. Maybe.
Yeah, I would say so. Or if the right manager isn't available, like I could see them sticking with Poch. Which I don't know what that means really for them. Like, what is the right manager for them?
I feel like there's a few managers you can get Almiron maybe, like, and they see what he says to our offer, because we're a big.
You mean Almiron?
Big club. Almiron, sorry. Okay, but yeah, like just saying, like a manager like.
You say Almiron?
Like, yes,
yeah, the player.
Yeah, I said the player's name. Come on, man. You do the same thing as me, Marshall. You pronounce people's names wrong. Let's see how you say Petr earlier, man.
like a Peter, maybe. Like a Peter.
Like, come on.
Jesus Christ. Everyone's against me.
A lot of racist and discriminatory even this.
How is that even racism? What the fuck?
I mean, Marshall, Chris, crazy, man. You know what I mean? I don't know who's next, man.
I don't know, man.
Maybe Ahmed.
Maybe Ahmed. You guys should see how Ahmed moves backstage, man. But no. Jokes aside, though, what do we think about John Obi Mikel's comments? Do you think they're true? He probably would have been sacked by now if it was Roman.
Yeah, he would have been sacked multiple times.
He would have been sacked
multiple times.
It's true though. Like he would have been sacked in November. Like against Newcastle, I think he would have been sacked by then. That's the first sacking.
Oh wow, okay.
The second would probably be Wolves. Wolves would be
United. United would have been it for me.
We sacked Jose Mourinho halfway through season because how bad our season was. Like and that's Jose Mourinho, like his name and what he's done for the club. Like no noises. What that's a weird noise. What he did previously, he won the league previously, and they sacked him next season. Poch would have been gone. There's no doubt. Like Mikel knows that, and we all know he would have been gone. That guy would have been packing his bags a long time ago.
I think one thing that we're forgetting at the moment with this whole thing, like Mikel has obviously predicted that he could potentially stay into next season. You got to remember, guys, that he is on the final year of his contract if he were to enter next season. And at that point, as a club, you just can't let that happen. It's a similar thing to players where you just need the maximum commitment. You need to have a long-term agreement in place that this isn't just going to last this season if you want to keep him. Otherwise, you have to move on. So I think that has to play a factor some way or somehow in this.
Fair enough. Unless there's any final comments on this, we can move on to the next topic, which is going to be about the project.
I guess it's just funny to see how quickly he's flip-flopped from, our cup finals aren't to play in, just to play in, there to win. He's gone from that to now saying, we just want to be in the FA Cup final. Nothing about winning it, just want to be in it. Cool.
Because where the standards are with Poch, but yep. Let's go on to talking about the project, the Chelsea project, which we're all very familiar with. A lot of us have a lot of reservations about it and how it's being executed, but I did want to bring this up, and there's a few interesting things to discuss on this. So let's start off here with this first tweet from Liam Toomey and The Athletic. Todd Bowley and Clear Lake went well beyond the inevitable and necessary changes demanded of any post-Abramovich ownership. Chelsea are an entirely different club, recognizable by not much more than their name, stadium, and training ground, which I think most of us agree on that. This is totally a stark difference than Chelsea under Roman.
I disagree that we have gone to unnecessary changes. I mean, we look at what these owners have done. You know, the squad overhaul that had to happen. Like, first and foremost, that was, you know, we all saw it at the end of Roman's time. If Roman was to stay, fans like us guys would have still asked for a rebuild because that squad was not sustainable to go forward with.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else agree or disagree with this statement here?
Fundamentally, if we're being honest, fundamentally, the state the club was in when they came in, you knew that the squad needed over. Whether you wanted them in or not, guys like Havertz we didn't need. Guys like weren't good enough. I should say, not need. What not good enough. Mount wasn't good enough. Pulisic was literally on the medical bay having a latte. Kante obviously left because he was on a free. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, whether we want to admit or not, was not good enough for this club to be a starter consistently. Maybe at AC Milan in the Italian league, as you can see, this suits him better, but not in the Premier League. So there's so many players obviously I can continue on and on and on with that were just, we had to move on. Now we can argue whether or not it had to be that fast, but at the end of the day, it just had to happen.
And not just on the player side as well. You know, our recruitment had to be completely revamped as well because it wasn't. Exactly. You know, look at the last 5 or 6 years.
Our recruitment guy did not think highly of Tchouaméni.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, no, for sure, our recruitment needed to change because there was. I felt like our recruitment didn't even exist under Roman. Like we were scouting players like Romelu Lukaku, which anyone can do that. Anyone can name the top players in that season and say like, oh, this player would do well for me. That's what like I would say a good portion of the fan base do, like myself included. I hear a name like Kvaratskhelia, I'm like, oh yeah, he's really good, let's bring him in here. Or Leao last season, oh yeah, Leao's really good, let's bring him to Chelsea, so on and so forth. But a scout should be able to find talents like Kvaratskhelia before they become the name Kvaratskhelia and Leao and so on and so forth. So we were missing that. But now it's gotten to an extent where maybe we're overdoing it because we are lacking the experienced players and we are lacking the more not experienced players, I should say, but the more proven players that can get the results, especially under a manager like Potter, who doesn't seem to have a system or doesn't seem to have any form of tactic going forward and really sticking with that. So there's no like style of play that he has that, just makes it so that the players can just, fit into that. So let's go on to the next tweet I have here. Part of the Todd Boehly and Clear Lake rebuild strategy has been to assemble a young, talented Chelsea squad capable of growing into serious contenders, just as Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola leave the Premier League. I feel like this is pathetic. This is pathetic. I don't get me wrong. There are multiple teams that want these managers to leave so that they can have a chance to win the league. But I feel like it's pathetic from a standpoint of, no, I want to be challenging with them so that when the conversations in the future happen about, for example, Jose Mourinho winning the league while Sir Alex Ferguson was still at Man United, we can have the debate of who was the better team. And not throw it away by saying like, oh, but the league that season was weak. There was no good managers. All the teams stunk. We hear that a lot about Bayern and their Farmers League. But now that there's competition in Leverkusen and Dortmund.
Watch your mouth, mate, about that being a Farmers League, mate. You know what I mean? Your boy Tuchel was losing to, via Leverkusen, mate. Ain't a Farmers League, is it anymore? Sure,
fair enough.
Hold that.
The French league
they always
well,
have that one off.
The French league.
Shut up, Chris, man. You know what I mean? Stop sucking off Marshall. All right, my friend. You know what I mean? You need to hold that lashing. You need to hold those lashing. You need to hold those lashings. You know what I mean? Is that right?
That is right.
I mean, before we continue on to more tweets, like, what do we think about this statement here? I feel like it's pathetic. I can't be the only one that think this is ridiculous.
I agree, because we're not even close to be even considered a serious team. Like, we're literally unserious now. Chelsea is an unserious team. That's what we are. Like, we're not even. We're not even close to being even top 4 right now. So let's not even think about it. Like, we're not going to challenge with Klopp and Pep, because we're not even close to even like doing it. Like, right now.
You guys might hate me for saying this, but fundamentally,
yeah,
I don't think this is anything necessarily wrong to say for considering where our squad is, because, and I'll say this again, we are a young squad. Obviously, Klopp has already left. I think Pep's contract ends next year. Actually, I know so. For all we know, he could also leave next year, and then you're in.
Arsenal win the league.
And wow, this guy, man, Chris, man, you're such a Debbie Downer. But seriously though, in those 2 years, this year and next year, you could have been building the team, improving the team. They could have been growing as well as young players. And then by the time those two have left, Klopp left this year, next year Pep leaves, bang, you've got yourself a team where you're competing with new managers, but your squad have stayed the whole time.
I just find it incredibly funny how, this has obviously come from inside the club. This is the mindset of some of the staff in our club. They can clearly see here, you know what, look at Liverpool and Man City. Their managers are why that club is good, not necessarily because of the players. The main crown jewel in that crown is the manager. So why can't that be our standard? Why do we have to settle for a mediocre manager? Mm-hmm. Like, you're not applying the same two standards here, and I don't understand how this makes any sense to them.
But Oliver, maybe this is how they planned it, in the sense of, okay, I'm saying this for banter purposes right now, but okay. Maybe I'm just gonna give the heads up. Maybe it's part of the plan of, like, that's why the Caicedo bids were so little, right? 80 million, so then we could get Liverpool to trigger the 100, and then Klopp would have to leave the league, because Klopp said he would leave the league once Liverpool bid 100 million. So now you have Klopp out this summer, and then all you got to do is get Klopp out.
Oh my god!
Well, how do we get that?
That would have been a loophole. That would have been loophole FC right there at its finest.
We're good at that, right? So. But in all honesty, I think it's pathetic. In all honesty, I think it's pathetic mindset. I don't care if this is what they're thinking. It does show the drive and the mindset of always future, but the future has to become the present at some point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And also,
these
two teams right now, should be the least of our concerns. We've still got to get ahead of Arsenal. We still have to get rid of. We still have to get ahead of, as bad as they are, Manchester United. Wolves are ahead of us now. Brighton are ahead of us. West Ham United are ahead of us. So we shouldn't even be thinking about these two teams at the top of the table, because we're a long way from that, and there's still so many hurdles to clear before we get there.
And that's the thing that bothers me is the way that I'm interpreting it is that, like, oh, we can't beat Klopp and Guardiola, so we're gonna build a team so that when they're gone, we can win the league. Like, it's like almost defeatist mentality. It's like, we can't beat them, so we're just gonna wait till they leave so that we can actually start winning. Like, it's just like, no. You should be building a team that can challenge those managers and that can challenge at the top in a competitive league, because we all know the Premier League is a competitive league. So we should be building a team to challenge, even if they were there. So it just strikes me as so bitch made. Like, I'm not a fan. I really am not a fan of what I'm hearing here. Were you going to say something, Ahmed? Yeah.
I think what Oliver's trying to say is that I think we're a long way from Starbucks. I think that's what Oliver's trying to say.
Yeah, I heard that too, and I didn't want to say
way of putting it.
Yeah, but I agree.
Fucking minnows up.
Is that what you're trying to say, Oliver? Basically, we're just a long way from Starbucks right now.
we're a long way from sanity at this point, man. So let's continue. I got more tweets to read about the project. So we have here, the feeling at Chelsea is that things perceived in the planning phase are now being manifest on the pitch. That at last a £1 billion project. Pardon me. A £1 billion project is coming together and starting to look like something more than dollars chuckled at a wall by Todd Bowley and Baghdad Bali, their owners. This is coming from Jane Northcroft. Not sure who that is. Northcroft. Not sure who that is, but
the male.
we move. Okay, we move. Chelsea's modeling based on underlying performance factors suggests that they should be 5th in the Premier League rather than 10th, a thesis backed up by similar projections at rival clubs and viewed internally as good progress. Given Chelsea's finished 12th last season and have the top flight's second youngest squad. Who has the youngest squad? At Arsenal.
Burnley.
Okay. Wow. I didn't know that. So yeah, we were supposed to be finishing 5th.
Casual.
You literally said us after I just read second youngest squad. This guy, bro. Get out of here,
Casual.
man.
What a casual, man. What a casual,
Yeah,
man.
what a
Get
casual,
him out of my
man.
club, mate. Get him out of my club, man.
So yeah, Chelsea's modeling base, like I said here, should be 5th according to projections. I had us finishing 5th when we first started doing the predictions.
I just finished top 5 too.
I think you said 3rd, Chris.
I did.
Jesus.
I saw our midfield. I saw we got, a decent striker, Jackson, he's decent. We had Sterling. I thought Sterling would perform for us. There's a lot of hope there was, and it died, like after the first month.
Jesus Christ, Chris. It just died. It was done.
It's like you're putting down a dog. Like, God damn.
I feel like there's just too much hopium going on around here, boys, man. A lot of people were drinking.
I mean, in the
hopium.
beginning of the seseason, there was. How can you blame us?
I mean,
we were sold a dream.
I was one of the few that was telling you guys, chill out. You know what I mean? Highs and lows. You know what I mean? We should be
Just low.
tranquilo. You know what I mean? We've got a young squad, but obviously Pochettino really, he.
Do you guys recall this? I don't have core memories of Ahmed doing this.
No.
I feel like Ahmed was high in the sky, just like all of us.
No, man. Listen, this is what I'm saying to you, bro. Sometimes you need to listen to Ahmed, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
Sure.
That's it.
Let's continue. There's recognition inside Chelsea that following the shambles of last season, any sort of silverware in European qualification would represent improvement and progress. Well, that's kind of obvious, Matt Law. Actually, I don't even know why I put this tweet in. I read this and thought, hey, this could be good for the show. No, it's just Matt Law stating the obvious because this guy has no more sources, man. He's been ousted from Chelsea. Okay. The Chelsea owners have left much of the day-to-day running of the club to sporting directors Paul Winstanley and Lauren Stewart, but remain in constant dialogue with the influential duo. The Chelsea hierarchy remain happy with Lauren Stewart and Paul Winstanley and want to build foundations around them. Others are less complimentary. There are questions over the quality of their signings. And then I think I have here as well part of this section. At Chelsea, Joe Shields is popular and is more in the background. Lauren Stewart is seen as thoughtful and given to mucking in with colleagues. Winstanley, though, inspires less warmth. He has quickly become the most prominent figure in the recruitment team. Getting close to Begdad Bali has helped.
So he's basically Chris.
I think someone's phone is vibrating.
Pick up the phone.
But
Who's calling?
I don't know. Hey, Bali's calling, man.
That's either snoring or phone.
Yeah.
I say it sounds like snoring.
Sounds like snoring.
You sleeping, man?
Who's that?
Oliver?
Oh,
No, it's not me.
Yeah, man.
what is
I was
going
muted.
on?
I was muted.
It's not me. You guys see me. I'm wide awake.
It's not me.
I think someone's phone was vibrating. Man,
This is crazy, bro. Like,
no, it's
that's
Ahmed's toys, man. Ahmed has some vibrational toys.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
I'm just saying, man.
How would you know? Even if I did have
You
one,
just changed the batteries
Ooh.
on those puppies, man. I know what you're doing.
Whoa.
But
Chill out, hype.
guys,
Okay.
coming back to Chelsea Football Club and not adult toys. So Winstanley apparently is not very liked at the club. And Stewart and Shields seem to be, their job security seems to be safe. I mean, all their job security seems to be safe. They want to build around these guys. And I don't know how I feel about that. I personally don't want them to build around these guys, but it has me a little curious as to why Winstanley has been a little bit of the odd man out here.
because
I've got no problem with Joe Shields, by the way.
Yeah. So
he's the one guy I don't think you can criticise.
Big up Danish Maldini.
Isn't Winstanley the one that wants to keep Poch still? And obviously the Caicedo thing, that's why, you know, like how long we took of that, like we took the piss. I think it's stuff like that maybe why he's disliked, what I'm thinking. But other than that, maybe I can't think of anything else. It's just the whole Poch thing. Like, I think some of them want Poch gone as well. It's just like a mixture of like someone to back it, someone to, you know, get rid of him because he ain't working out here.
This is actually an interesting comment. Do you guys think that the owners see it this way? I mean, this makes sense by the club. Think about it. If we completed a slightly higher percentage of our chances, we would be fifth.
Well, listen, right. So we're so interested about stats. I've got something for you right now. I'm not going to quote verbatim, but have you guys seen this? There's been like tweets going about if you were to take our first halves and our second halves and make 2 league tables. Haven't you guys seen that?
Yes, I've seen that.
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
Yep.
Scott, would you like to explain it if you remember?
So I can't remember where we are in the home one. Consider we're either 7th or 5th in the home table. So of all the home games we played this season, all the halves of football of the first half, if we just took the first half, it would be, I think, 5th or 7th. And the second half, I believe it's 17th.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
we would be in relegation?
And,
No, we wouldn't. We'd be close.
This just goes to show what we were saying all season, though. Like, you know, yes, you can convert more chances, but at the moment, that's only going to paper over the cracks. Because whenever we come out of that second half, we always take 20 steps back and take our foot off the pedal. And then it invites pressure and we concede the way we do. And that's why we're 17th in that quote-unquote second half of the game league table.
I was going to say, like, even, like, the finishing chances ain't even been a big issue for us this season. It's set pieces, it's from defending, and our midfield. Like, that's the main reason why we're not finishing high in the table.
I hope we'll get on to set pieces, by the way.
Like, yeah, it's all about mixture.
What? Sorry, apologies. What have I missed? What are we talking about right now?
This guy.
Missed Osimhen Debate penalty. That's what started.
Damn.
No. I heard someone said something.
Hey, you're stealing Curry P's thunder there, bro.
No, because someone said something about 17 and that we could be relegated. So
Okay, fine. I'll explain it again. So basically, Prime. There's basically if you take a league if you take the score from our first half of every game and our score from the second half of every game, and you make a league table, we're basically just above the relegation zone if you just take our second half performances in terms of like how many goals scored versus how many conceded.
That's you didn't need to tell me that for me to know that. Like,
I'm just trying to quantify it for
this season. If we, instead of having Palmer and Jackson, if we had Havertz and we had to use Ziyech and Pulisic, etc., if we had last season's attackers, we would be in a relegation battle. That's not.
I agree.
We wouldn't be in a relegation.
No, we would.
Oh, okay.
And by the way, I've been saying this since Poch played roughly around the same games Potter had last season. I remember telling people that we are worse this season than we were last. And people kept telling me, no, that's not true. We're in a cup semi-final. We have better style of play, etc., etc. And I told people, no, we just have better players. When you look at it on paper, and even with your eyes, we are much worse. Last season, at least we had a style of play. I just saw a clip now on Twitter before I came on stream. If you look at Potter's last game for Chelsea, and you compare it even now to Potter's games at Chelsea, we are much better under Potter. Our style of play, our system is much better. It's just that we had worse players. You give Potter Jackson, you give him Palmer, you give him, like these group of players, he'd be doing a lot better. I'm not saying we should have kept Potter, by the way. I don't think he's good enough to have gotten the job, but it just goes to show how bad Pochettino's doing. He's the worst Chelsea manager I have seen in my lifetime. I'm 25 years old. From my memory, he is by far the worst. At least Frank got top 4 in his first season. Poch hasn't done anything. Getting to a cup final is not. Lampard also got to a cup final as well. So and he had to beat Man United. Poch hasn't faced anyone, any great team until we faced Liverpool, and they had a bunch of injuries, and they were there for the beating, and we didn't take that chance. He is terrible. He is so terrible. He's worse than Andrews. Yes, he's worse than Andrews as well as yes.
I can't really disagree with that. I do have other tweets though, real quick, just reading 2 more. Paul Winstanley has been involved in a lot of deals, and some sources believe he is going nowhere. Other things, he could be vulnerable if Iqbali's trust wavers. Someone will have to carry the can for the iffy signings, according to Jacob Steinberg. And then last tweet I have here, at Chelsea, this summer's decisions will be guided by logic and the market. Expect a reduced number of incomings with a striker among positions targeted. So it's looking like the business is we're not gonna have these blockbuster windows anymore. It's gonna be tame. But Winstanley is also being scrutinized because if these signings don't kick off, it falls on him. As well as Poch, I will say. I mean, did you say it's not true, Scott?
No, I said as it should.
Oh, as it should. Yeah. I mean, yeah, 100%. Say what you want about Poch. That's fine. But some of these players, even in, I don't know, some of these players just not have been good enough. Even despite Poch, even you see the footballing IQ and just the lack of effort on the pitch sometimes, so on and so forth. It's inexcusable, even if you have a shit manager. But I mean, I would like to hear you guys' thoughts on all this as well.
All right.
Cool.
Can you repeat the question for me? Because I'm going to talk on this one a bit more heavily, if you don't mind.
Well, Chelsea is now going to dumb down on signings. And they're going to prioritize the striker, but they're not going to go as crazy blockbuster as they were last season. Mostly because we're probably going to focus on sales. And also, if these signings don't kick off, we're looking at more pressure on Winstanley as well as Poch, as it should be.
I don't think that's necessarily going to be true, though, I'm afraid to tell people, because right now, our wingers, Bar and Palmer, are failing, whether we want to admit it or not. Sadly, Madueke fan here, he's failing. Mudryk is right now failing. If you're being honest about it at all. So, and we're already hearing links to Nico Williams. Olise is now being brought up. And listen, David Ornstein today, this literally reported there's going to be a big summer again for Chelsea in terms of recruitment. So clearly they're looking to recruit again even more. Now, I don't think there's going to be that level of blockbuster, signings in the sense of 100 million, 180 million, 70 million. But you're more likely to see a lot more people being bought for 40 million like they did last season. I think that's a continuation that's going to happen. Now, the question is going to be, are we going to be signing over 25s? Because there's a lot of over 25s that I look at and I think I like a taste of that one. You know what I'm saying to you? Tia Hernandez, left back.
Hey, yo! What do you mean by that?
You know what I mean? Tia Hernandez, left back. I like what I see there. There's a few others there. I can continue on. But listen, you know what? You get the point I'm making about, right? I don't think. You know what, man? I'm gonna tell you this right now. I don't think Osimhen's gonna happen. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people are like, Osimhen. You know what I mean? But listen, it's not happening. So I just want you to know that, man. And listen, for me personally, Osimhen, astaghfirullah, you know what I mean? Let him stay in Napoli, and you know what I mean? Yeah.
We'll save the Osimhen talk because we're not too far away from actually discussing Osimhen more broadly. But anyone else agree with Ahmed that we are going to be making a lot of moves in the summer in terms of sales?
I think they will be getting rid of players. Yes,
I think we will get rid of players for sure. I personally think we're not even going to go for a winger, Ahmed, because I know we're possibly going to get rid of Sterling. Sterling might go. I know that, but when you look at the returning players, Angelo, Moreira, you have the flexibility of playing Nkunku at left wing, Jackson at left wing. Dr. Fofana has played at left wing as well.
Can I ask you a question?
Previous game.
You just said Dutch Fofana. Do you really believe Dutch Fofana is ever going to play for Chelsea? Be honest.
Yes.
No.
I actually think he's going to play for Chelsea at some point.
I think that's just the weed talking there. Because
no, I haven't smoked today. I promise you. I haven't smoked the Fofana cup today.
Second-hand weed.
No. I genuinely think I think Broja is going to get sold because he's a pure profit player, and I think Fofana is going to be the one that stays, and Washington is going to be in Fofana's place next season. So Fofana is going to be on the bench next season, and Washington is going to be going out on loans. And then from there, we might even sell Fofana, but who knows? That's what I think is going to happen.
Marshall's on the snus. Oh, that explains it. Anyways, that's a different topic. No, I think if we get Amorim, which it looks like by reports that it probably will be him, there are a lot of young players that we have that he will be able to work with.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see what's going to happen next season. Well, interesting in the sense, like, it's kind of giving me anxiety because right now with Chelsea, I don't know what to expect next season. I even think it's just, I was so excited for this season, and then for it to turn out the way it did, like, I'm just kind of like, fuck, dude, how can I get excited for next season after what happened this season? So it's I'm excited in the sense that we're hopefully going to get rid of Poch and get another manager, and that'll excite me again. But I don't know. When it comes in terms of signings as well, and we've all said this. Oh, well, not all of us, but I know me and Scott at least agree on this. Is that when it comes to the signings and the recruitment, I think we do have a lot of good signings. It's just a manager to get the best out of these players. So in terms of signings, I think it would be good. But go ahead.
If we're doing better this season, like part of the reason why, like Bali and Bowley and Clear Lake, whatever word or name, like whoever the target is, because people just say a bunch of random names. So whoever you want to put as the target, part of the reason why they get so much heat is because of how bad we are doing on the pitch. If Poch was doing his job and we were 8th or 6th or whatever, 7th, no one would be complaining about what we're doing in the back room. People wouldn't be. Let's just be honest with ourselves. If whatever your prediction was in the summer, if we were doing that right now, would you really be complaining? No, you wouldn't. It's because we're failing so badly on the pitch. That's why everything is looked at under a microscope.
I agree. Okay, so let's go on then to talk more about the striker situation. We'll start off with this first bit of news, or not even news, but bit of inside baseball that we got here, and that's about Nicholas Jackson and his growth really as a player since he's come back from AFCON. I want to say, which I've liked seeing. I think he's become a better player since AFCON, but I want to see the continuation of that. But let's continue on here with Talk Sport quoting here Nicholas Jackson. I'm a striker. Unai Emery put me as a striker at Villarreal, and for 4 years I played as a striker for him. I'm very happy in that position, and it is my preferred position. So anyone who is saying he's a left winger, according to him, he's a striker. Then we have here. What?
That means you need to silencio, por favor, because you're the one that's been saying he's a left winger.
I think he can play a left winger. He plays like a winger, but he thinks he's a striker. Okay, that's fine.
You know why? You know why people think that? It's because at Villarreal they played a 4-4-2. So when he was playing in the front two, there were times when he would drift out wide. And also Ivory Coast at AFCON. Ahmed, AFCON is a competition where the best national teams in Africa ever
listen, you bowled it, mate. You bowled in the final, man.
And did you make it to the tournament? Never mind, you didn't. Anyways,
it's also the tournament where the best player in Africa doesn't show up. So that's.
This guy's here. Who invited Curry? Who invited Curry? Anyway, what was I trying to say? Yeah, for Senegal, Jackson, I thought he would play up top for them. He was playing off the left when he came on. Whenever he'd come off the bench, like he would play off the left, and Mane would move up top. which is interesting. So
yeah, I mean,
I think he's an inside forward. I'll be real. I don't think he's a winger, but I think he's an inside forward.
Like a center forward, like a left center.
No, like Salah. Salah for me is not a winger. He's an inside forward.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I think that's fair. So yeah, I would have to agree. I think I could see that being more of his position. More on Nicholas Jackson here. Mauricio Pochettino has shown video footage of Chelsea legends Didier Drogba and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank plus Argentinian frontman Gabriel Batistuta to Nicholas Jackson in hope of sharpening up his finishing. I mean, I did call him Batista by accident. It's close.
It's Batistuta.
I corrected myself afterwards. Jesus Christ. I corrected myself afterwards. Sorry, I read fast. But okay.
Hey, Scott, he's American. They still call it soccer. No.
This guy, man. This guy.
Sorry.
Yeah. Anyways, back to talking about soccer. So I feel like this right here, in terms of what Pochettino's doing for Jackson, is unnecessary. I feel like Jackson already does this or has done this already. Like, if you want to help him with finishing, I feel like there's other exercises he can do and not just show him the tapes, which I'm sure they're doing, but I don't know. I thought this was a little fun fact to show. Yeah.
But how do we know that Jackson would have scored that header if he did not watch videos of Didier Drogba? That's what I'm saying, right?
You know what? You're right.
Maybe he's onto something.
Maybe he saw that Champions League final from Drogba, and that's why he was able to score the header he scored yesterday. So, you know what? Yeah, you're right, Curry. You know, when you cook, bro. So, yeah. I mean, Nicholas... Yeah, he did. Yeah. He's right. You know what, Poch? Show everyone in that team the best of tapes for everyone, okay? I want you to show Enzo Pirlo and Iniesta and show Caicedo Kante and other players too, like Makalele. just do that.
Just make sure you don't show Jackson Osimhen. Just make sure you don't show Jackson Osimhen.
Yeah, man. Just show him how to bowl. You know, penalties, bowl. You know, times when his country needs him. Crazy, man. You know. And
Somalia didn't make AFCON, and Osimhen beat South Africa in the semi-final.
Listen, what I'm saying, bro. Listen, what I'm saying.
Did. He didn't.
Listen. It's better to not be in the competition than losing the final. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Is it who?
Yeah, man.
Sorry, said who?
I never said that. I'm not saying that. I don't agree with this.
Listen, I'd rather win than not participate. You know what I mean? I'd rather win than not participate. You know what I mean?
Wait, I would basically every team. That's not a hot take. What the fuck
is that? Ahmed, that's what Arsenal fans said last season. I'd rather bottle a title race and not be in it.
In Somalia terms, you know what I mean? Only for Somalia, I advocate for that. In Somalia, I advocate for that one.
All right, man.
Jesus, man.
But hey, man, listen, man. All I'm gonna say, let it be clear, man. Nigeria bowled that league, and they can absolutely expeditiously. Yeah,
I don't know. What league?
Hold using the AFCON. I was so happy when AFCON won.
Does he know?
So happy.
Does Blood know?
Wait, you were so happy when Africa won AFCON. You were happy when Africa.
What?
Big up to Africa.
You said AFCON won.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, the biggest winner was AFCON. You're not wrong.
No. He said I was so happy when Africa won AFCON. He said AFCON.
Yeah, that's what he said.
You did, I heard that.
Maybe it must have been the glitch. It might have been the glitch. But listen,
it might have been the glitch. Maybe. It might have been the glitch. Funny glitch.
No, Ahmed, you're Somalian. It's not a glitch. You're Somalian. You don't get involved with that.
Listen, man. Let me play, man. Nigeria can hold that, man.
You have any other countries you refer, Ahmed? Just wondering.
Listen, the knife was out. Then we can release it. You know what I mean?
The knife was out. Okay, cool. Yeah, but where were your shin pads though? No shin pads, no boots.
No need
No
for the
pairs
shin
on the
pads.
stage.
No need for
No
the
need
shin
for
pads.
shin
pads. Only knee pads from him. Only knee pads from him.
Anyway,
Whoa.
Whoa.
Hey,
Anyways, speaking of,
someone needs to show Poch.
He's on that
Someone
team
needs to-
time
speaking
today.
of,
Someone needs to
Speaking
show
of,
Poch videotapes of good managers.
speaking of, yeah, speaking of footage of strikers to not show Jackson, I would argue do not show him any video footage of this striker right here that we're going to talk about. Apparently, there's links between us and Darwin Nunez. So let's look into this a little bit. So we have here the first tweet from Fabrizio Romano. Chelsea only called Liverpool to understand details about Darwin Nunez, but there was no negotiation. To be honest, Chelsea made many calls about strikers in Europe, but in the end, they went for Cole Palmer, who, as we know, is a different player. Then we go on here. Oh, what the heck? All right, X. That was weird. Okay. Bear with me, people. And there we go. That was weird. All right. So Chelsea sporting director Paul Winstanley is an admirer of Darwin Nunez, and Liverpool rejected an inquiry about Chelsea for the player in the summer, according to Paul Joyce from Time Sport. I think you guys know my answer, but would you guys take Darwin Nunez to Chelsea?
What's your answer?
Yes.
What's your answer?
yes.
Marshall, what's your
Darwin
answer?
and Jackson.
No.
Darwin and Jackson. Chaos. We love it, man. That would be sensational.
Listen. I actually like Nunez, and I defended him last season when he was getting abuse from Liverpool fans. But the way you Chelsea fans are, you would not accept Darwin Nunez.
No, we wouldn't, because we didn't like Timo.
I
would not accept. You would not accept.
Oh, yeah.
The chances this guy misses, you would not accept Nunez, and you would not. You would give him so much abuse. You wouldn't get behind him and say, "Don't worry, don't worry, lads. We're scouts. We'll give you another chance." You wouldn't give him that. You would abuse him.
What was that?
I was gonna say
that's how the scouts sound.
Moving past that terrible accent, the thing for me with the Nunez thing is like there's a few things with him where, like, look at what he's doing at Liverpool under a much better manager. Like, he's just way too chaotic for me as a footballer. Like, and not a good chaotic. He's not like a Sir Maximin, right? Where he's chaotic as shit, but in an effective way. Nunez is just chaos. Like, you don't know what player you're getting on any day. Like, he's chaotic as shit, and there's way too many variables. Like, with him as a player, he's way too chaotic. He drive me insane. Look at the way that Chelsea fans feel about Sterling. He would drive Chelsea fans up the fucking wall.
Exactly.
Who are you talking about there? Sterling. Fuck
no,
him.
we're talking about Nunez.
Nunez.
He's right there.
I had Sterling, and I had to see fuck
him. Of course you had Sterling.
Chelsea fans can't deal with Sterling, Nunez, or Werner. You're not going to deal with Jackson.
I generally.
You're not going to deal with Watson.
I would say Jackson's a bit different to Nunez or Timo, but.
No, I'm talking about the missed. I'm talking about the missed chances. I'm talking about. I'm solely. No, guys, I'm solely talking on the missed chances. People won't be able to.
I hear you, Prime. I hear you, but the problem, I think that you could deal with Werner if you had the other guy that was next to him was scoring the craziness that he was creating. If that makes sense. That was the problem.
And what other guy are we gonna have to score?
No, but that's why fundamentally I didn't mind having Werner. I was like, if you bring in someone competent next to him, I actually don't think Werner is that much of a problem necessarily. It's the same. I think with Nunez, with Nunez, if you pair Nunez with Jackson, I actually think that would be like a perfect storm chaos where if one misses, the other one will be there. That would be amazing.
Ahmed, I agree with what you said about Werner, but if we spend the money on Nunez, he will be our number one striker. Meaning,
no, but I'm saying on the left wing though. Think about the left wing. You have Jackson on the left wing. You have Nunez as your striker, and then you would have Palmer there. And listen, honestly, Sterling, if he leaves in the summer, bro.
No. Listen, no. You can't tell me, Chelsea fans can't tell me we shouldn't get a player like Osimhen or whatever, and we're gonna get Nunez. No way. You don't love this club.
Fuck no.
So listen. Can I tell you why we don't want Osimhen? He needs to get a better hairstyle, man. You know what I mean?
Good for you. I don't want you. We shouldn't. Okay, fine. Then give me better. This is my thing. This is my thing. Give me better options. Don't give me Nunez.
Gyokeres.
I mean, speaking of options and speaking of Gyokeres, according to Fabrizio Romano, we are not considering Victor Gyokeres anymore. So any hopes and dreams of Victor Gyokeres have died because of Fabrizio. You can thank him for that. I don't think that's much of an L, really, considering the price.
He was overpriced as fuck.
So
like over 100
I'm actually kind of happy this not happening.
No, Gyokeres wasn't 100 mil. He's 85 million euros.
80.
I thought he was like,
did I say 100?
Euros?
Yeah, euros. From what reports for last was 85 million. 85
I swear it's like 100
euros.
and something million euros.
And also, not Ahmeds, Marshall, weren't these Nunez links last summer?
Yes, but they're being reported about now because there's no news.
I had a question about that, by the way. I'm not even looking at the fact that we looked at Darwin Nunez per se. How did we go from Darwin Nunez to Cole Palmer? Like, where is the rationale behind that?
I think
how are they similar?
Attacking players in general.
But Marshall. This is the question you've got to ask about the club, because it's the same thing with the manager shortlist that these directors gave to Bowley and Egbali. You have Company and Poch and Nagelsmann and Enrique. These are not like for like managers in terms of the style in terms of their style, and it's the exact same thing with. I mean, with Darwin Nunez and Cole Palmer, they're not even playing in the same position, and they are vastly different skill sets as well.
Oliver, it makes you wonder, why is it that Nkunku and Carney got injured, and the replacement option for them was Cole Palmer, who is better on the right wing than as a 10? They're not similar players.
I wouldn't say that
our replacement for Nkunku should not have been Palmer.
But we know why though, but we know why this is happening. They're doing a transfer committee, so it's it's a merry-go-round, isn't it? Whoever they like, they choose between themselves, and then they pick it. So that's the reality.
But it wasn't Palmer at first too. It was Elise, and then some weird shit happened in between them, and then we went for Palmer near the end of the transfer window. But the only bidding for Elise, fully getting him, no?
Was because but that was only because Nkunku and Carney both got injured. Why were we in for Elise, who plays on the right wing, not as a 10?
Well, no, he can't.
Well, to be honest, Brian,
Nkunku too, because Nkunku has been moved from when he was at PSG from an 8 to then a left mid / left pocket person to then a center attacking mid to a striker. So he drifts on the left side a lot. So
I know.
Palmer's the mirror image of that on the right.
I know, but the plan was Nkunku would be our 10. So to go from our 10 being injured, so you're looking at right wingers instead. Like, again, I'm happy we got Palmer, by the way. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, that logic doesn't make sense. Just like the logic of looking at Nunez doesn't make sense.
No, it does. I think you had Nkunku playing the left mid during some of preseason.
I think the logic behind it. I think the logic behind it with getting Cole Palmer was we needed a right winger anyway. Like, let's be honest, because okay, so you know Poch doesn't rate Mudryk, and to be honest, not many of us do either, if any of us do. So Sterling starts on the left, and we're not even thinking about Ben Chilwell. So get that out of your heads. On the right, your only option is Madueke, and Poch didn't rate him for about 6 months either. So we needed an option there.
I'm on the win like listen, you never rated Madueke though. We've known this. I told you guys he didn't rate him at Spurs. He kept the same energy. Barely plays him. So why are we surprised?
I don't really rate Madueke that much either, but like,
shut should be Van Chris. Look at this, always coming with an excuse on Madueke. Always.
Nah, Madueke, like, he's a good bench. I don't mind him as a bench option, but he's definitely not good enough to start for the season.
Well, he's not even been given a chance to start.
He should be getting chances this season. Yes, he should be.
Him and Mudryk barely get given a chance.
Yeah, I know they don't. When they actually do well in the game, then they get benched next game. It happens, but yeah, like
I mean, to be fair.
The reason why
I'm curious.
The reason why we can hype up guys like Elise Eze is because they were given time, a season where they were literally playing week in, week out, bad or good. But we're not even giving that to Madueke or Mudryk.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying to you, but like, we can keep on saying, they're shit, but if they go to another club next season and they start producing what they were meant to be producing, is that on us? Is that on them or is that on us? That's what I'm saying, man.
No. Listen, I agree with what you're saying to an extent. Like, I agree with that statement when it comes to Madueke, not so much Mudryk.
Wow,
in the times that I've seen Madueke play this season, he's given me something that I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I can see this guy. He's trying to make something. It's hard to get the ball off of him. I wouldn't even say arguably. I genuinely think he's our best dribbler in this team, and he creates on that right side. His decision and choices, though, that needs to be sharpened up. But that's something that's going to come with game time. I agree. Mudryk, on the other hand, though, he hasn't given me any reason to really start him. Yes, he scores a goal here and there, but was he like as good or better than Sterling in the cameos he's made? That's up for debate, really. Like, I don't know. I'm not convinced with Mudryk.
You know a fun fact about Mudryk? Mudryk's current stats here are exactly half of what Sterling's given you in double the time. Speak on that, Marshall.
Interesting.
Okay, that's interesting.
That's
yeah.
So
that's still not, but like,
no,
I understand.
But that proves to me he's doing what the upperclassman Sterling's doing. So why are we not playing him?
So you're saying his output to minutes ratio is the same as Sterling's?
Exactly, his output to minute ratio is the same.
Yeah.
So what? And this is him at a young stage trying to improve. If we get him to play week in, week out, he could be improving and getting those points. So, but the thing is, this is the problem I have with Mudryk, where if we're not given a young player consistency, we're gonna get inconsistent performances. It's just a reality of sports. It's reality.
Yeah, but Ahmed, but like you of all people can't say that because look at this guy, Ahmed. Hold on, Ahmed. But this is a finished Sterling that's bad and shouldn't be at the club. So how can you gas up Mudryk stats when they're only as good as a player that shouldn't even be at the club anyway?
Yes, but he's saying he's 22 and he's only played like professionally for 2 seasons.
He can theoretically get better.
Yes,
Sterling can't.
Team for
in theory, and I kind of think he can too. But like, let's not also pretend that Sterling won't look better under a better manager and a better system.
Okay, then same with Mudryk, no?
No, but that's my point.
I can
they
develop
both
the guy.
That's my point.
But I'd rather develop the guy who's younger and not costing me 350k a freaking week.
Listen, I don't mind. Like, I mean, I didn't want Sterling in the first place, but like, he's here, and if he does stay, like, I'm not going to complain because I know under a better manager, the guy can get goals. Like, I know what Sterling is, and I'm not going to complain about things that he can't do when I've always known he's not capable of doing that.
But I feel like we're overlooking a big factor in this, which is that multiple times throughout the season, after a good performance, Mudryk ends up getting injured.
Oh no, getting dropped. Getting
not
dropped.
Injured. Bench.
No. I'm taking aside the part of him getting dropped. I genuinely mean he's gotten injured after good performances. I believe after the Arsenal game, he got injured. After another good performance earlier in the season, also picked up an injury right after. It's like every time this guy plays, he gets an injury that sets him out for 1 or 2 games.
In some instances, not all.
Yeah, because majority of the time he has a good game or he has an impact off the bench.
But don't you think that still makes an impact though? Like if he were fit for the next game, let's say in those instances, like I believe it's only 2 instances this season where he started, had a good game, and then got dropped the next game because he was injured. If he had actually gotten those 2 games, don't you think that could have ultimately swayed Poch into thinking, okay, let's keep playing him?
You're looking at the exceptions. Let's look at what's been consistently happening. What's been happening is he has, say, a good impact off the bench, or he has a good game, and in the next games he's just benched completely. And the same thing has happened with Madueke, by the way. Has good impact off the bench. We don't see him again. Maatsen, same thing. Earlier in the season, we'd have a good impact off the
Happened to
bench.
Carney after Liverpool.
He came on at right back, and he was playing well. We don't see him again. Poch has been doing this.
But guys, like, let's also not pretend that like Mudryk has had. I can't be the only one that sees this. Like, when Madueke comes off the bench or Madueke starts a game, he doesn't have howlers like I've seen Mudryk this season. Like, Mudryk has had actual howlers and times where it's like insanely frustrating to watch this player because it doesn't seem like he knows what the hell he's doing. Madueke's not lower to that standard.
But yet,
I don't feel like he has.
Them all the same. He's kind of treating them all the same. Like, my thing is, if one of our young players are in good form, kind of then play them through that good form. I'm not saying they should then start every game just because they have an impact off the bench. But it means, like, this game he did well against Leeds, right? So this game we just played against Brentford, fine, don't start him, but bring him off the bench after 65 minutes and let him keep having that confidence.
I think it's difficult to compare the two players individually as well. Like, Madueke, his best attribute is his dribbling, and that is down to nobody else's control but himself. When you compare that to Mudryk, his best attribute is his pace, and that gives us an option to play him on the last man on the counter-attack. But we don't coach, so there is no counter-attack. So I think Mudryk is more reliant on the system playing to his strengths than Madueke is. Madueke is more of an individualist in that sense. He can make things happen by himself regardless of the system. And that's just the type of player they are.
Madueke is a 1v1 demon. That's literally what he plays as, right? Mudryk is meant to be a pace merchant. He's meant to be PMP. But he don't play like PMP.
Yeah,
Wait,
I mean,
you
on the
said
topic,
Madueke is a 1v1 demon.
Ahmed.
That's always you get what I mean. Okay, I don't mean it like as a this what's it called cherry bar. What I mean by that is like he's meant to be like a again 1v1 or 2v1 against like the if he's doubled up and be able to beat his man. That's what he's meant to be doing. He's done that on a consistent level too.
Are you talking about like because of his take on stats?
Yeah, his take ons. Yeah, that's because that's what he's known for anyway. He's good with his take ons and is able to cut inside and shoot. Was that not supposed to be Mudryk? No, Mudryk is also meant to be PMP from what I know.
Mudryk struck me as the type of person that can dribble past the player as well.
No, but I feel like with Mudryk, his thing primarily was the pace, and then the skills were almost like a secondary for him, if that makes sense. Because like he had that speed. If you watch a lot of his comps before he came to Chelsea, the thing he relied upon, yes, was his.
A lot of it was speed, yes.
Yeah, it was his speed. His speed was what allowed him to do what he needed to do.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
Yeah, I mean, on the topic of Mudryk too, I wanted to bring up this, which I was going to say later in the show, but we started talking about Mudryk, so might as well bring it up now. Mudryk apparently wanted Arsenal, which is interesting. And also, not surprising, we already kind of knew this, but let's touch on this while we have the topic here. So, Mauricio Pochettino has genuine affection towards Mykhailo Mudryk, making him his pet project, which is kind of a weird thing to say, but whatever. He has brought him out of his shell, got him smiling more, and helped him build relationships in the dressing room. He has also delivered criticism when needed. Going on about Mudryk, Pochettino. Mudryk has an amazing talent. You need to put your talent in the team. For that, you need time. Gallagher, he's an important player. His contribution is fantastic. Okay, this is totally off topic. That's something we'll talk about later as well. So we have here as well. Throughout the saga, Mykhailo Mudryk did not hide that his preferred destination was Arsenal. When the deal did not materialize, Arsenal's understanding was that the player was devastated. Mykhailo Mudryk still has admirers at Arsenal who believe his audacious talent can still be unlocked. So we know he wanted Arsenal, but then he ended up choosing Chelsea. Then we have here from, I guess, a Arsenal source, a reliable, according to me, that was told to me, source from Arsenal. Arsenal's understanding that the player was devastated. When someone calls you in tears as they are on the way to the airport in tears, saying, "Can't you do something? I want to play for you." I probably understand they were devastated too. Edu and Arteta were utterly convinced Mykhailo Mudryk's talent. When the deal did not materialize, Arsenal's understanding was the player was devastated.
Can we just stop here for a second?
Go for it. Yeah.
This is ridiculous. This what's this? Team News and Ticks. This guy collaborated with the Athletic or whatever it was. His profile picture is a Ninja Turtle in an Arsenal shirt. Like, where's the Come on, where's the impartiality here? And I'm expected to believe that this guy was crying tears when going back on Eghbali's private jet, as if we kidnapped him to sign a contract. He had the choice over this. Like, yeah. You've got to really expect people to be stupid to believe that this happened. This is not true.
I'm confused. Mudryk, he is a man, right? He is of age.
22, yes. 23.
He was 22 at the time,
so,
I think.
I assume as a man, like with all that money, and you employ an agent to help deal with, like, transfers, like business dealings, whatever. So if you tell your agent that I only want to go to this particular club, and he doesn't get that deal through and you end up somewhere else, I'm assuming you have the right to say no. I'm assuming, because unless people are telling me this is human trafficking, like, you do have a right as a... This either tells me, like, what, is Mudryk a yes man, or, like, are we just going to believe these lies? Like, what are we doing? Do people not realize how stupid this sounds?
And the thing as well, Prime, it's not even like it was like the deadline day and he has to pick between them. That's his next move. The Mudryk transfer happened in early to mid-January. He had plenty of time in that window to make up his mind.
We've seen players say to their agent, like, I don't care if this club offered us more money and more in wages. I want to go to this particular club. We've seen this happen. So why can't it be that Mudryk... People can say that we're in the mud and we're terrible and we're mid-table for 2 seasons, but we're still Chelsea and we're still a big club. It's not like we paid more in wages. It's not like we paid more in transfer fee. He just wanted to come to us. For whatever reason it is, he wanted to come to Chelsea. Just like, by the way, Arsenal haven't won a title in 20 years, and in that time frame, they were still able to sign one of the best 10s we've seen in the game in Mesut Ozil. They're still able to sign Alexis Sanchez. They were still able to sign Aubameyang, even though they were in the Europa League. Just like Man United signed the best soft after midfielder on the planet in Paul Pogba when they were in Europe. They still signed Jose Mourinho, who at the time was still viewed as a world-class manager. They still signed Angel Di Maria after having a man-of-the-match performance in the Champions League final. So, like... He wanted to come to Chelsea. Fine, it's not working out now, but for whatever reason it is, he wanted to come to Chelsea. I don't get why people have to cry over this.
He didn't want to come to Chelsea.
And you know what?
I mean, what's wrong
and
with
you
these
know
people,
what?
man?
The only reason all these reports are coming out is because, like, about a week ago or something, there was rumors that Juve and Arsenal wanted to sign Mudryk. That's the only reason why this stuff is coming out now. Like, Arsenal fans, have some... You're in a title race. You could win the league. You won't, but you could win the league. And you're still trying to beef Chelsea even though we're mid-table. Like, do you not have shame? Do you not have shame?
Would you guys actually let Mudryk... If the option to sell Mudryk to Arsenal came, would you guys take it?
No.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
No.
And you have to pay me more than what we bought him.
Yeah. Only in that case.
I need the money back from Mudryk.
Fundamentally, it would look for me. It would be more so an embarrassment if we let him go to Arsenal and then he cooks. It would be an embarrassment to us. So I don't care. For me,
Ahmed, it depends where you think he'll cook.
I personally believe he will. That's the worry.
Yeah, but
so you have that kind of energy for Mudryk, but not for Havertz? Just kidding.
Yeah, but
it was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke. Bro.
It depends what cooking means. If Mudryk scores 100 goals and gets 100 assists, but he doesn't win anything significant, I don't care.
And that could be the case. I could see him not winning anything at Arsenal. I mean, listen, is he gonna get... If he were to go to Arsenal, is he going to get playing time over Trossard and Bettinelli?
Well, Trossard barely gets minutes itself anyway, he's just sub.
Exactly. Did I just say Bettinelli? I meant Martinelli.
Yeah.
Oh, my days. What's wrong with me today, man? I'm having howlers today with
And
names.
you came from my neck for pronouncing.
Cool. Listen,
and listen, sorry, Brian.
Like I said, give me. What did we pay for him? 65, 68 mil?
62.
65.
As a guarantee, yeah.
62 million.
I want, listen, honestly, I want as close to 100 as possible. If you can get me 80 mil for him, I'll take it. Get me 80 mil and I'll take it. Honestly.
I'll take 50. I'll take 50 from Mudryk at this point.
I'm
okay with taking it.
Hey, wait a minute. They paid 65 for Havertz. They have previous.
Yeah, no, Marshall. If it's a rival, I want to pay at least what I got.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
I don't mind. I would give if eBay came in with a deal of 40 million. I wouldn't mind.
I stand with this.
Yeah, big up Will for the $1.99 or £1.99 super chat. Ahmed is a fraud.
You know what, Will? You can go fuck yourself, man. Go fuck yourself.
Ahmed the fraud.
Wiser words have not been said on this channel. So
listen,
big
man.
up Will.
The streets of Casually FC. They're saying, Ahmed, we needed your
Casually
cool
Street.
Yeah, man. The streets of Casually FC. You heard, man. You saw
Casually Avenue.
Listen, man.
Casually
they were saying they needed Ahmed Abdi, man. We needed some real ball knowledge. That's what I'm here, man, to give the real ball knowledge, innit? You know what I mean? So that the casuals here can learn. You know what I mean? So, hey.
Negative.
Isn't that right?
I cannot confirm. You know what?
What streets?
These streets.
Where's
man,
this
you know what I mean?
freaking sound? I can't find it. Oh, here it is.
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
Anyway, speaking of big trouble, let's talk about something you guys wanted to talk about earlier. Let's get to this topic now. But before we do, ladies and gents, if you're here, over 69% of 69 people watching, be sure to smash up the like button if you haven't done so already, and subscribe to the channels if you are new here. So let's go ahead and talk about our boy Osimhen. So first things first. What's good?
Why do we always talk about Marshall? Why do we always talk about Osimhen? Why is it every
you bring him up? You bring him up pretty often, but also there's Osimhen news. That's why.
It's like Marshall wants. It's like Marshall doesn't want to say the word himself, but he wants the beef. Why every day Osimhen? Every day Osimhen public.
Hey man,
Osimhen.
Yeah, we talk about Osimhen. This is an Osimhen channel. Anyways, so Nizar Kinsella here reporting, Chelsea are very fond of Brighton striker Evan Ferguson and admire him. He and Ivan Toney are considered alternatives for Victor Osimhen, which we'll come back and talk about Evan Ferguson. But let's continue on here.
Oliver's favorite player.
Apparently. So according to Nizar Kinsella, Napoli will demand full £113 million release clause in any sale of Victor Osimhen this summer. Osimhen is among the prime candidates being considered by Chelsea. Then, John Obi Mikel in this video down below apparently tells Ben Jacobs that he's Victor Osimhen's agent and says he wants to come to Chelsea despite a lot of interest, including the PSG and Manchester United interest. I am pushing him. I hope he comes to Chelsea. And listen, Agent Mikel really putting in the work behind the scenes. And then lastly, here we have Napoli president De Laurentiis on Victor Osimhen. Some players stay for many years. Others are wanted by PSG, Arsenal, Man City, Chelsea. It's difficult to keep players when they are wanted by rich clubs. I can confirm there's a release clause, a very high one. So, ladies and gents, you heard it here. There is genuine interest from these clubs, and we have John Obi Mikel in Victor Osimhen's ears. So I don't know who said it. Someone said we're not getting Osimhen. I think we are. I think we are. It's going to be a matter if we sell enough players and can pay the salary, because I think they would break the bank. Not break the bank, but they would break their own rule just to accommodate for Osimhen. If we get rid of a Sterling, then that salary can go to Osimhen. And I don't even think it needs to be that high of a salary, but it'll be enough of a salary to convince Osimhen to come to Chelsea.
We need to get the Saudis on call. Tell them, listen, we got a guy with a big bum. You know what I mean? I know you like that. In the end of it, get it done. That's it. Lovely jubbly, man.
What do you mean by that?
I'm confused.
Yeah, this Osimhen deal, by the way, it won't get done early in the window. The first part of the window will be focused on getting rid of all these players. So it's gonna drag on for a while. It's transfer saga. Yeah, man. Listen. Everyone in his ear is telling him come to Chelsea. For me, I just want the right manager first. If the manager wants Osimhen, then get him. If he doesn't, then don't get him.
You know what, man? Let him go to PSG.
No. Hang on. We ain't moving away from the fact that in one sentence, Ahmed went from talking about a guy with a big bum to finishing the sentence with lovely jubbly. Are you okay?
Scott. Are you new here? This is Ahmed.
No. Listen. Moving on bombastically, yeah. I was gonna make a comment.
Yeah, of course you want to move on.
Wait, moving on bombastically?
Oh my god. Listen, I know obviously there's been rumors about PSG wanting him and stuff. Listen, let him go PSG because I'm hearing people say, oh, look at this. Who's the manager there? Enrique's got a PSG 20 games unbeaten. So, he's a real manager. He knows how to play football. So, you know what, man? Let him go to Enrique and let them see how he plays football there. I'm happy to see that happen.
All I'm going to say is, we kind of know when Drogba helps us with a transfer for a striker and advocates
it goes wrong.
It has not gone well. aka Romelu Lukaku, Syria merchant, done well in the league previously, won the league. Oh my god, he's the best striker in the league. Has a touch of 10 boots, doesn't perform during big matches, so on and so forth.
Did you say 10 goats?
Missing getting a penalty. Getting a penalty.
10 goats.
The touch of 10 goats is a wild statement.
The same game, having penalties in AFCON that you won, but then letting your centre back captain take them because you have no balls to do it yourself as the best player in Africa. Those kind of things.
Damn.
So I think we should.
You're saying letting the game plan is for the captain to take the pen. You can't overrule the manager.
I think if you are big enough and you're the best striker in Africa, and I've just come from a season where I've scored 30 plus goals, and I want to have good form, because if I'm playing well, I think we can win AFCON and not bottle it like we did in the final.
If I'm a team player and I want my team to win, I'm going to listen to the manager.
No.
I'm going to listen to the manager.
No, because you're a striker. You're the only position in all of football that's allowed to be greedy as fuck. That is literally your job as a striker.
You're allowed to. If you care more about the team, if certain strikers in football history were more focused on the team and were less egotistical, they would have won more trophies. Zlatan, for example, you'd probably have a Champions League.
Name me any other top strikers in world football as legends who weren't greedy.
Who weren't what?
Who weren't greedy as strikers, besides Benzema.
What? Who didn't? Who weren't taking pens like Didier Drogba?
Who weren't? Yes, but I'm saying for their national team. Then what?
What for their national team?
He was a main guy.
If that's the manager's game plan, that's the manager's game plan.
No, but if you're winning pens, I should take for a tournament style. Where I'm sorry, Frank Lampard has a streak of scoring 20 goals consecutively for seasons.
Yeah, and
strike the ball, and you're letting a centre back.
My point is, Trucy Kong taking a couple of pens at AFCON doesn't automatically then mean that Osimhen's not a good enough striker. You're very much reaching.
I'm talking about mentality.
What you're talking about mentality? How about the mentality? How about the mentality in the running to a title? You drag your team over the line, whereas everyone else went ghost. Richard Kvaratskhelia, who everyone was jerking it off of him last season, this guy went ghost in the second half of the season. He was invisible. Who still? Hold on. Wait. Who still turned up though?
No. Didn't Osimhen turn ghost for the UCL when they should have beaten a Milan side last season?
Didn't everyone else turn ghost as well? But yet he still won the league. He still turned up to win the league.
Okay,
Their
so
focus
it's
has
only
been on
Osimhen
Osimhen.
so I guess it was only Osimhen who turns
A
up.
lot of
Right?
agendas here. A lot of agendas
Right.
going on.
No,
Here.
but they're
So
no,
it's
but
only
they're
Osimhen. No,
no,
because
but they're
Kvaratskhelia only showed up for half the season, so it's Osimhen. So Osimhen should have carried
but
Nigeria.
but
Osimhen should have done better earlier. No, he should be
it's
carrying
his
the
job
team
to
more.
win.
It's
He
a
turned
Benzema
up to
season.
win.
It's his
He
Benzema
turned
season.
up
It's his
to win.
Benzema
He
season.
turned up
Carry
to
it.
win the league. He turned up to win the league.
Wait, but
Yeah, with a
Prime, I
different
have to be
manager, though.
honest here.
That was with one manager. That
This
was with
kind
one
of
manager.
I gotta
With a different
I gotta
manager.
call out your inconsistency here, Prime. Because in one hand, you said for that Champions League game against Milan, Osimhen didn't turn up. That's Curry's argument, but you said the whole team didn't turn up. But when it comes to the league, you're saying Osimhen turned up. No,
No,
in that
I'm
case,
saying
the whole
in the-
team
no,
probably
I'm
turned up
talking
too,
about-
didn't they?
I'm talking about in the run into the season, like because the two players people were talking about last season was Osimhen, Kvaratskhelia. The run in
Yeah.
for the season last year, Kvaratskhelia wasn't there. And if we're being honest, because I was watching AC Milan, in the second half of the season, he was kind of underwhelming, which is again understanding this is his breakthrough season. He's very, very young. It's understanding he's gonna have off games. But Osimhen was still there and he stepped up and helped get them over the line to win the title. Fine, we can talk about the Champions League game, cool, but like their aim was to win the title. It wasn't to go far and win the Champions League.
Well,
People
yes,
can
I get that, but
hold
we're
on,
never
hold on,
favorites. We're
hold on,
never
hold on.
favorites for
People,
Champions League.
and let me finish. People can talk about AFCON and rival fans and Turkey can try and do their weird agendas, but when you actually speak to football fans and football experts, they talk about how good of a tournament that Osimhen actually had. Because Nigeria did not play to this, whatever you want to say. Nigeria didn't play to this guy's strengths. They used him as a guardian and they used him as a battering ram. If we actually created more and played more on the front foot, he would have got more goals. He would have got a lot more goals. But hey, we can do that.
Ahmed, there are people listening to the goddamn stream. Shut the fuck up, Ahmed.
I wasn't even speaking. What's going on, man?
Goddamn! Get the damn chips away from the mic, Ahmed.
Yeah.
Fuck! All right, sorry.
Like, cool.
I almost went
again, I get the negatives people may have about Osimhen, and that's fine. I don't know what Ahmed's trying to do. I get the negatives people may have about Osimhen, and that's fine.
Two Champions Leagues.
Okay, I get the negatives people may have about Osimhen, or whatever, that's fine. But let's not try and overdo it about him as if he's not good enough. But then people will mention other names, and they have bigger question marks about them than Osimhen has. Let's not do that. That's what I don't like. This fan base will act as if Osimhen's terrible, but they'll mention me other names of strikers who just are not as good.
I would say not as good. No. The problem is his price tag, and he's not leaps and bounds beyond everyone else. He's maybe a step or two steps at most ahead. No, he's not. No, he's not better than Lautaro Martinez. Give me one.
Hold on.
120
You
goals.
mentioned Martinez. You want to know the names? Do you want to know the names? I don't. You want to know the names I've heard from Chelsea fans? I've heard Dominic Solanke. I've heard Watkins. I've heard Tony, who's only had 120 goal season, and he's not better than Osimhen. Lautaro Martinez, maybe, but they're not really similar profiles. And Martinez, in my personal opinion, I think he would struggle. You've got Gyokeres, who's having his first breakout season. I watched him last week. Last week. He looked good, but again, I need to see more of him. So people acting as if Osimhen isn't good enough, which is fine. But the other options that they name me are like average players. Like, let's not do this. Name me better options. Do I think Osimhen? By the way, do I think he's actually worth 100 mil? No, I've said this so many times. Like 100 mil for a player is ridiculous. However, he is the best striker out there in my personal opinion. But at the end of the day, all of our personal opinions doesn't matter, because what should be the main priority is getting the right manager. Then let the right manager kind of fill in the pieces that we're missing in the squad. Let him get the striker he wants to suit his system. Whether that is Osimhen or Gyokeres or Martinez or whoever. And at that point, I won't complain, because at least we're building the right squad instead of just trying to do square pegs and round holes, which we've been doing for years. And it hasn't gotten us anywhere.
For me, fundamentally, I don't even think it's about the price tag, because the guy I'm asking for has also got a high price tag. I just think, for me personally, it's always about with the team that we have, who is gonna be the one that's gonna work the most, if that makes sense. and we all know. And for me personally, Gyokeres is probably the one who I feel like is going to fit the most in terms of like what he can provide for us in general. But that was always my personal opinion, of course.
Okay, my argument is two different.
Marshall, bro, you're on cock today, man. What's going on, bro? Literally, I don't know what else to tell you, bro.
I can't pronounce names, and I can't name other strikers better than Osimhen.
But yeah,
maybe Ivan Toney.
Mine are
That's why you're a casual, mate.
And Holland.
Mine are three different things, though. Mine are three different things, right? Mine is one, the price tag, and yes, we have paid money for other players around 100 million, right? But then that's what we're getting bashed for, is overpaying for Caicedo, who we could have got for 80 million, but paid 100 million, right? And Enzo, I get the release clause, right? But these are sort of players, and I don't think he's leaps and bounds ahead. I think he's 1 to 2 steps at most. And Martinez, I think, is far better. I think Gyokeres is 2 steps behind, but if he's costing me 85 million euros and probably less in wages, I'd rather take a hit on him. Tony, if he's 100 million, sure, I get that argument, fair enough. But there's other strikers out there. We can't keep on doing this thing of like, Osimhen's not having a Benzema season. He's never had a Benzema season. This isn't Benzema we're relying on. This isn't Lewandowski peak. He's not leaps and bounds above every striker. This is not Suarez. He's Osimhen in a market that has not those quality strikers. I get it. He's not even Holland.
I've never mentioned Benzema.
No, I'm not
never
saying
mentioned
you are.
Benzema.
I know you aren't, but I'm saying he's not leaps and bounds like those strikers were. Where you're saying, you know what? Definitely, they're leaps and bounds in front of their cohorts. I think he's 1 to 2 steps ahead, barely.
He's proven. Again, maybe I'm different because
for one
it's not. No, again, it's not one season. Maybe I'm
yes, it is.
Can I finish? Maybe I'm different because I've actually been watching this guy for years. It's not just one season for me. I've been watching this guy, and right now, for me, he's out of the strikers that are available to buy. In my personal opinion, I think he is the best one.
I understand that, but I'm saying he's not leaps and bounds. He's not 50 million more pounds for me worth than Gyokeres.
I'm considering. Well, he is, because if you're saying 1 season for Osimhen, then it's 1 season for Gyokeres.
Yes, agreed. And one's 50 million cheaper. One's 50 million cheaper, and going to be wages.
One's led his team to a title.
Okay, the other one's going to lead their team to a title. So then what?
Assuming they win it this season, yes.
They are. They're leaps and bounds ahead. So what are you talking about?
Okay, fine. So if he wins it this season, then fine. Fine, then he's under consideration as well. Fine.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm just saying his price is. I'm not.
Well, you can say that again. I don't believe any player really, like, you should be wasting 100 mil. However, I do believe you should get the best possible player you can for your team to succeed, and that's why I keep going back, regardless of my opinion or your opinion or anyone else's opinion. We can all agree the manager matters.
So, I mean, Curry, I have a question for you.
Yeah,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I
was
going to
ask
Curry.
So you're going to ask Curry. Go ahead, Ahmed.
Bro, why you've got a crazy agenda on my guy Osimhen, bro? It's a bit nasty, bro. I know. Listen.
It's after last season. It's after last season. It's after last season's ending to UCL on this season. That's why. Before then, I was all for him, but then this season and last season's end.
So really my question to Curry is, for one, this comment below, you can answer that. But my question was going to be, if you're, damn it, okay, if you're saying what you're saying about Osimhen, and you don't think that he's worth the price that's on the table, would you rather wait on another striker to appear in the market at another window, or would you just go for? Is there any striker you would go for now?
Okay, so like I said, I think so. I'll address the comment first. Yes, okay, if Lautaro's costing me 110, I'm sorry, he's proven more to me. He has 4 seasons in this year with 20 plus. He's already at 23 this season. He's going to win the league twice during this period and has gone to a Champions League final in the same period that Osimhen has just won the league once. Not scored and hasn't even scored. And last season was his first season with 20 plus goals in the Serie A. So he has a bigger, larger track record, winning titles twice now, right? And going to a Champions League final. So then what?
He's not won titles. He's not won titles twice.
Yes, he is. When they first won it, and he's going to win it this season because they're literally running away with the league.
Yeah, aren't they walking away with it now?
Oh, you mean this? Oh, sorry, you mean this season?
Yeah.
So that's good. That's what I'm
saying. He also plays in a 2-striker system, and systems matter.
Which we could provide for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
But that's
assuming single and double.
Not every striker is a Drogba literally changed the mold of playing strikers. The strikers before Drogba used to play in the front two, and after him, they changed to playing as a single striker up top. Lautaro's not a Drogba.
No, of course not.
You're telling me that we shouldn't spend money on Osimhen because he's not Benzema, Lewandowski peak, but yet you're saying Lautaro can play up top because Drogba did. What comparison is that?
No, I never said that. I said there's people who can play single and double, and I think Lautaro can do that. Every time we make an excuse. No, we make an excuse. Yes, we make. Yes, okay. Then I've never seen Osimhen work with a double strike either, and he hasn't done the same things as Lautaro in his career. I'm sorry.
You mean clinical? Well, what you're saying about top? Lautaro's played up top on his own and hasn't done well.
What season? Because he has 4. So where? Like what season? He hasn't played it consistently, so I can't say that.
Well, we can use the sample size when he does play up top, and you love talking about Nigeria. Let's look at when he plays for his country. And Lautaro plays for his country. He's playing up on his own, isn't he?
Yeah.
And we know what his record like. You know what his record is like.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. But yes, so that's what I'm saying. Internationally, they're the same, but domestically, they're leaps and bounds differently.
I would not say internationally they're not the same. Internationally, Osimhen is better on the international stage than Lautaro is. They're not the same.
No, they're not. No, he's not.
I don't think it's any difference.
They're not the same.
There's no difference. There's literally no difference.
No, but there is a difference. Osimhen's goal scoring record for Nigeria is better than Lautaro's for Argentina. They're not the same.
I don't even know,
record, yes, but at the same time, then it depends on how many minutes Lautaro has played, because he's also during his career had to battle with people like Aguero and Alvarez and others. Who does Osimhen have? Like Boniface this season?
So if Lautaro's not better than Alvarez, is that not on Lautaro?
No, I'm saying the general in terms of rotation of squads, in terms of competition, is going to be bigger. That's like saying Brazil. Right now, there was times when Neymar was healthy, when Vinny was playing instead of Neymar. So then it's because the squad is bigger. They have more talent.
Nigeria have a plethora of strikers as well.
Yes, but that doesn't mean great ones. It's only this season you can see you have a Boniface and stuff like that, and some others. It's not like that's been consistent with Lautaro, which you have an Aguero.
The only striker that, you say great ones. He's got Boniface, he's got Taro Awani, he's got Teremoffi. He's got strikers to compete.
I'm sorry. I just
when I look at Argentina, only who does he have to compete with? Julian Alvarez, who's young, who's basically a kid. An old man Aguero.
Then wasn't it Aguero?
An Aguero who constantly was getting injuries. Come on, man.
What do you mean? They also have very fluid and different formations, dude. I'm sorry, it's an Argentina squad with the talent pool they have compared to Nigeria's in terms of those two. I get it for Nigeria in terms of Africa.
Yeah,
globally.
Argentina having a better talent pool than Nigeria have had.
Sorry, what?
Argentina have a better talent pool and players to pick from, and also of managers.
I didn't hear what you said, to be honest. Oh, I heard lag.
Yeah, you lagged a bit, Prime.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, Argentina have had a better, they have a better talent pool in terms of players to call from, and they've had better managers. Nigeria don't always have that.
I agree. So
which means Argentina have a better chance to go on and actually win things. Nigeria don't.
Okay.
Going into AFCON. Argentina are favorites going into any tournament they're in. They're one of the favorites.
Agreed.
Nigeria were not favorites for this AFCON.
who the favorites were Senegal and Egypt, from what my recollection.
We were not favorites going into this AFCON. We weren't. Let's not do this.
No, I know. I'm just saying the two favorites were Senegal and Egypt, correct?
Wait, Egypt was favourites?
Yes,
Yeah,
they
they
were
were.
because of Mo Salah.
I don't get because
And they went to the
Yes,
final
no,
last time,
because
and so was Senegal.
They're only favorites for this.
Senegal and Egypt were favorites, weren't they?
I
'Cause
understand Senegal.
Senegal
like,
won
Senegal-
last time, and Egypt was in the
Yeah,
final.
Senegal.
Yeah,
The
Egypt
favorites for
were
this
trash.
AFCON were Morocco, Senegal,
And Egypt, no?
Ivory Coast, and Egypt. And we
Come on,
lost to the
Chris.
champions.
They have Mo Salah, the
Yeah,
greatest
and
African
who?
player of all
Yeah.
time.
Okay, and who
Like
else?
again, I'm not doing. By the way, I'm not doing any of this because like I'm some defender of Osimhen. I'm cool if we don't get him, but the way people treat him as if he's not that good, but yet they will defend other players. For
Yes,
me,
I'm saying
is
he's not.
ridiculous.
I'm saying he's
all
not
of these-
leaps and
all of-
bounds. I'm saying he's not. I'm not saying he's not that good.
I
I'm
didn't say
saying
he's leaps and bounds. I didn't say he's leaps and bounds. I said he's the best out there.
Yes, but I'm saying if I'm paying that price tag, I'd rather get someone who's younger and a lot cheaper and who's only a step behind, so then I can use that money for something else.
Lataro's older than Osimhen.
We're not
though.
doing younger strikers though. That's
I'm
Jackson.
talking about Gyokeres.
Lataro's-
I'm talking about
Lataro's-
Gyokeres.
I'm
Lataro's
referring
older.
to
How old is
Gyokeres.
he?
That's around
26,
that
27?
age.
You're referring to, but Gyokeres
As well.
is Gyokeres. This is literally his first season doing this though.
Oh yeah, like he's quite young. So
No, he's not. He's 25.
He's
really,
25.
25. Yeah, so
Yeah,
they're-
Chris, no, it's more
He'll
like
be
this
26
is
before the season ends. He'll be 26 before.
it's his first season at the European level. That's more.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm not
Because he
too
was a
sure about that.
Coventry last year.
Osimhen's been
Give me
playing at
Martinez.
this level.
Give me Martinez. I've been seeing him for like 4 seasons now.
Yeah.
That's why, like 20 plus goals, man. I've been seeing him.
Fifth comment there. Nigeria don't even have a midfielder great for Osimhen. Nigeria have been missing
Okay,
proper 8 to 20
no,
years.
that's why I was gonna say I'll give you the edge for internationally, but what about domestically? Once again, he's standing around waiting for shit to happen, as one of the comments said again. It's very Lukaku-esque. He does not provide anything else unless he's elite at finishing. He's not even Haaland level, and we bitch and complain about
No
Haaland
one is
not doing
Haaland
everything
level.
else.
That's ridiculous. No one's Haaland level.
No, we're saying we bitch and complain in general about Haaland not doing anything else in terms of link-up play, in terms of hitting
No one
the ball,
can.
in terms
I
of
don't complain
dribbling,
about
in
Haaland
terms
not doing that.
I'm saying, Prime, it's not, the world's not revolving on you. I did not say you. I said we. The we as the collective. I said we. It could
Oh,
include
football
anybody.
fans, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Football fans complain about him,
literally
but
took,
not talking keeping. But
yeah,
like,
and not looking play. Like even today's game, like people
So-
before he scored, people were saying look at him. Like I was with the casually guys, like watching the game. You were
Yeah.
there too for
Yeah.
parts of it. We were literally
Yeah.
making fun of him, like doing nothing again.
oh,
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
and
That's all I
people-
hear,
so
man.
so you guys want your striker to be able to like,
No, I just
you know,
need no. Like I'm saying, no, I don't need him to that. But if Osimhen doesn't have other excellent skill sets that most legendary or top tier strikers have, even in recent times,
but
then he
does,
needs
though.
to excel at finishing.
But he was doing that at AFCON. We didn't play to his goal scoring strengths. He was used as a target man to bring others into play, and he had to create chances for himself and for others, which he was doing. The reason why he was winning penalties. The reason why he was winning penalties. The reason why he was.
Didn't he
winning
only have
penalties
one
is
assist the whole entire?
The reason why he was winning penalties is because he was creating those chances.
Wasn't it only one pen
No, he won 2.
in the knockouts? It was one, no?
I'm just
He won
gonna
2
take your
times.
words
He
for
won
it.
2 times.
I did
For
not
what?
watch AFCON.
Which game? I think it was South Africa. No, it was one of them, and then the other one was
One against
this-
South Africa and one against Ivory Coast or Cameroon.
It can't
Oh,
be
Timo
Ivory
Werner
Coast.
won a bunch of pounds.
No,
We're
I
gonna
said
do that then.
knockouts. I said knockouts was one.
Oh, he won like
Oh,
7
and
pounds.
the knockout.
By the way.
He won the pen against.
We're gonna do that.
Won the pens against I think South
Africa. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's only one pen for that. Yeah.
I said there's
No,
Timo
you,
Werner
no,
just
you said
played
knockout
yesterday, man.
in the
What the
tournament.
fuck?
You're trying to
Yeah,
shift the
fair.
goalposts.
Okay, sure. So
Chris,
so
man.
two pens.
Like,
Sure,
nah,
that's
Timo
fine.
Werner won more penalties than 2. We're not gonna do
Okay,
this.
I don't know why Timo Werner than this happened.
Like, I got slayed for like Timo Werner wins penalties. I'm not doing this. Like, that's a good trait. Like, I got slayed for that. I got
Chris
slayed
is
for
a
that.
Werner fan. Chris is a Werner fan.
Yeah. And I got slayed for that shit. I said, oh, Timo's good at winning penalties. And he said, oh, no one cares
No.
about that.
Chris, respectfully, we don't care.
Well, he won a lot of penalties, but you're talking about how he won 2 penalties?
don't.
Wow.
We don't. Chris, we don't care.
Actually, fair point, Chris. Honestly.
Yeah, like Timo Werner won way more now.
The reason why we didn't care, the reason on the Timo Werner thing, by the way, the reason why we didn't care is because if all you do is win penalties, I don't care. Talk to me about what you do when you get on the ball. That's the difference.
Well,
if that's like a tiny part of your game, like if that's like a nice little aside on like about your game, that's calm. Like if you
and
can win
also,
penalties,
and also by the way, when you're talking about what you want your striker to do, isn't that why at the end of all of this argument we're having, isn't that why I think Prime is being obtuse, so is your mom. Anyway, isn't that why isn't that why it's so important that we get the right manager then? Because we can talk about all these strikers, but all these strikers are quite different. Yeah, so isn't it important then that we get the right manager? Right?
No, I agree with that at most, but I'm just saying like this, like I'm not saying you specifically, but this fan base, this is exactly the play we had for Lukaku from our fan base, almost step by step. I'm saying literally step by step. The entire season we're like, oh my god, Osimhen is coming. We're getting him in the summer. Oh my god, we're spending 100 million on the best striker in Serie A. He just won the league last season. Oh my god, he's gonna bully these defenders and show the fuck up.
I'm seeing the exact opposite. I'm seeing Chelsea fans. I'm seeing Chelsea fans attack Osimhen. I've been seeing this since last season, by the way. Attack Osimhen and say he's just like Lukaku, doing well in the Serie A. We're gonna waste money on him. He's not good enough. Go get me Dominic Solanke. I've heard that. I've heard people say that. I've heard people. I'm not even lying. I've heard people say that.
Yeah, but I think
I feel like the majority. Yeah, I feel like the majority want Osimhen.
Like a larger
I like how Osimhen wants to come to Chelsea.
Every big Chelsea account has been tweeting about Osimhen, which is fine. I'm not saying
that's because it looks like it's gonna happen.
No, but the way there's been personal opinions by Pice even saying, and others saying like, hey, like I can't wait at this, he looks really good. Did you see who scored? Blah, blah, so on and so forth. So the general movement has been very Lukaku-esque in terms of, guys, he's coming home. He's a Chelsea fan, just like Lukaku with the video. Just with exactly like
I can't disagree with him on that.
No, Curry P, I don't think it's fair to say that because I can easily say that about Lautaro.
No, you can't because Lautaro didn't have a thing of he was a Chelsea fan in the past. Did you see him with his shirt?
I could say that because we're signing another Inter Milan striker that has done well in a two-striker formation.
It's not that though, Prime. I feel like you're being disingenuous. That's not the argument.
I'm sorry.
The argument is that
I'm not being disingenuous.
The argument that Curry is making is that Osimhen was a Chelsea fan. He's talking to John Obi Mikel, a Chelsea legend, and he's being swayed by him and Drogba. All these guys saying like he's meant to be at Chelsea. He's a Chelsea fan. That's not the same as Lautaro. Lautaro probably not a Chelsea fan.
A player wants to come to Chelsea.
He's not saying it's negative. He's not saying it's negative. Curry's just simply stating.
Very play by play of what the entire Lukaku.
Very similar to Lukaku.
I don't think that's fair to say.
Okay, guys. Okay, is it just me with this narrative? Was Lukaku summer not the same?
I do understand the point. I don't know if I necessarily agree with you on the whole Osimhen thing in general.
No, that's fair enough. But I'm saying
I do get your point about like the similarities to Lukaku in terms of not as a player, but as a like as a like
by the
Chelsea fan.
No. People are saying
the PR and stuff around it. I understand. Like the PR around him, I understand is reminiscent of the Lukaku PR.
People are comparing them in terms of player.
I don't think they're comparable in terms of player, but I get the point about the PR.
No, but I'm okay. Cool. I'm just saying like it's not. I don't think it's fair to use them as a comparison to each other.
But the good thing,
I've seen so many people do it. I think it's lazy. I don't think it's fair.
But Prime, you have the nuance to your argument that we have to consider the manager in this, and that's what I like about what you're saying, because the one amongst many things, one of the problems with the Lukaku thing was it was a good striker for the wrong manager and the wrong system, and it worked. So,
and that's my thing. Like, regardless of my personal opinion, if we get whoever manager comes in, if they say adamantly, I don't want these guys, this is the striker that I want, I won't complain. Because we'll be signing the right guy to suit the manager system, and that's all I care about.
No,
And if you
fine, I
do that,
agree with
then
that.
a Lukaku thing shouldn't happen theoretically.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
and
agree with
that's
that, but
fine.
I don't trust our entire management to do that right now for me.
I that's where we disagree. So long as they hire the right manager, I trust them to bring in the players that will.
They haven't hired the right manager, and let's say they do. Hopefully they do.
And that's the
No,
problem.
but hopefully they do. But
Hopefully they do. But let's assume, even if we assume that they do, though, I think because
I don't trust the directors then.
Because with Poch, though, they were willing to give him certain players that he wanted near the end of the summer window, and he said no.
You know, fundamentally, the issue right now that we have here is when it comes to bringing on Osimhen, we don't have the wingers that are gonna be necessary for him to create for him. That's my issue. I don't think necessarily it's the player that's the issue for me. It's more so who do we have currently, and can they, help to bring out the best out of him, if that makes sense.
Yeah, from top to bottom, like directors, management, everything.
I think for me, if we're talking about like the midfield wise, I don't think, like, for example, him and Enzo and them lot, I don't mind. Even him and Palmer, I could see maybe working out. But other than that, like, we have a left winger who's not really helping to create. We don't have a system that helps to create for him. That's why getting in a manager.
Left winger.
Yeah, I feel like that's why we need to, have a new manager. If you want Osimhen, you need to implement the system that's going to work for Osimhen first and foremost, because he's the main guy. Secondly, you also need to get the players in that are going to allow him to flourish, because we can't have another Lukaku situation where, like, listen, for all I talk about Lukaku, he was surrounded next to Havertz and Mason Mount.
Yep.
The conversation's over.
It's not wrong, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And that was why, because we were linked with Haaland that summer. And that's why I kept saying, if we sign Haaland and he's surrounded by Havertz and Mount, he's not going to do what people think he will do, because they will be the ones creating fun. But what Ahmed was saying about the Osimhen thing, that's a very fair point. But can I not also say that about if Gyokeres and like Lautaro, we also don't have the wingers to suit those players as well.
I think those are different styles of player, though. Because Osimhen, to me, strikes me more as a target man. And what does a target man need? He needs to be fed. So I get what you're trying to say, Prime, but I feel like with Lautaro is not necessarily a target man. He needs another striker to play with him to be at his best. And with Gyokeres, I can't speak on that.
No. So
yeah, but I think the point.
Having another striker and having other creative wingers is two different arguments, though.
If I
No. I'm using the point of.
Yeah, I know what Prime
is. We need more players to watch him.
I get, but like
other forwards as well.
I disagree with players suiting Lautaro Martinez, though, because you could make the argument that a player like Nkunku or a player like Jackson playing alongside Lautaro Martinez actually would complement him. They could act like a first and second striker pairing.
I'm sorry. The last thing I would say is Joel was saying how Lukaku carried Lautaro. Fair enough, but then the season after that, when he scored 20 goals, Lukaku wasn't there. This season, when Lukaku was not there, he's scoring 23 goals already. How is he getting carried then?
I want to look at. Can I reply to you, Prime? Can I reply to you, Prime, quickly? Can I reply to you on your point? Because I think your point here is fair, but the thing for me here is, if you look at our current team, the reason why our team like kind of fails to work here, if we don't have someone like a Jackson, for example, is because we need a striker that's going to be involved in the build-up play. The reason why I say Gyokeres can work for us is because I think Gyokeres, and maybe to a lesser extent Lautaro, can help at least in the creation of the build-up play to a lot of a better extent of the current wingers we have. Whereas with Osimhen, I'm not sure that's going to be the case. And the thing for me also is that the way Jackson's able to drive the ball forward, yes, sometimes a bit too. It may have excessive. He may hold the ball excessively longer, but he's still able to drive that ball up and help usually find the right pass. Right. So that's
I look at Lautaro. If we bring him in, we're still going to need to bring in another striker that's actually going to be a presence up top.
No, that's why for me, Jackson.
I disagree.
No, it's not because we keep arguing and discussing about Jackson. Is he good enough to be up top or be our main striker? Is he actually a winger? If we have all these question marks about Jackson, why is he the best guy to pair Lautaro with?
Because hold on. Can I just answer this one? Hold on.
Just because I'm just gonna say for myself, I don't want Lautaro. I've always said Gyokeres is the one.
Yeah, me neither.
So fundamentally for me, that's the case.
But if I'm entertaining the hypothetical to say that like Lautaro were to come to Chelsea, Lautaro has the finishing that Jackson doesn't, and Jackson has everything else that Lautaro, in my opinion, lacks. So I think they would pair up pretty nicely. That's why I don't think we would necessarily need to find another proven striker, another proven second striker to pair up with Lautaro. Whereas if we get Osimhen, and this isn't my argument, this is just the argument that Ahmed has and maybe others on the panel have, is if we were to get an Osimhen like a target man, we need other wingers. Technically, I kind of agree, but at the same time, I feel like having different profiles of strikers would be beneficial for the team. That's just
I like my whole thing with that was like whether it's Osimhen or Gyokeres or Lautaro or whoever, like Tony, the solution isn't just we sign one of them and we're fine. We're still going to need at least another forward, whether it's a winger or a 10 or whatever, at least one more to pair with them. That's my point. It's not just sign one of these players and we're fine. We need.
I mean, regardless of who we get, regardless of who ends up being a striker, I do think we need someone to replace Sterling. I genuinely do think that.
I agree with that.
I also think there's another elephant in the room we're not speaking about, by the way. There's an elephant in the room that no one wants to see. It's not speaking about yet because I know he's injured. He's not playing a lot this season, and that is Nkunku. It's going to be.
I thought you were going to say Rich James.
Listen, man, I don't know who he is, man.
Actually, if you want to hold on to that,
because for me, my right back is I don't know who Richard is.
Now it's your right back.
No.
Come on now. It's always been. Hey, listen. I think Ahmed's a fraud, but I'll back him on this one. Okay. Speaking of these players, actually, that makes me. That was a good discussion on Osimhen. I do want to move on to these other players that we're just about to mention, which is the injured players. So let's talk about some of the injury updates that we have going on at Chelsea, and Prime, this is going to be your time to shine as well. So let's go ahead and discuss here. So the following injury update has been provided ahead of Chelsea's Premier League clash with Brentford, and I'm not even going to bother going about as to where they are in the rehabilitation stage, but the list is Nkunku, Badiashile, Chukwuemeka, Fofana, Reece James, Lavia, and Ugochukwu. Okay, so going on from there, we have updates from Benoit Badiashile and Romeo Lavia. We're doing work on grass together at Cobham this afternoon away from the group. So looking like they might possibly be coming back in the next few weeks. So that's some good news to hear from both of these players, especially Lavia. We need to see Lavia play. Like him and Nkunku have been such ghosts this season. So
Ugochukwu as well, man.
Ugochukwu as well, but that's on Poch, and we know what happened with that one. So Pochettino, Wesley Fofana. I don't think we will see him. Wait, hold on. I don't think we will see him back before the end of the season, unfortunately. You never know, of course, but it looks like this now. Okay. Okay, we're done. Okay, anyways. So I can hold that L. Don't look at me like that.
No.
I can hold that.
Put the sound on, please. You know that sound I'm talking about.
What?
You know what? No, hold on. I got a better one for you. Just because, I want you to have this very rare W. I will play this sound for you, or I will play this for you. Let's put some minerals on this, okay?
Fucking minerals, bro.
I'm going to say that Wesley Fofana will be back in training end of January.
Huh? No. This guy is
3 months. Hang on. Marshall. So you're telling me he's going to be back in training 3 months earlier? 3 months earlier than when he was scheduled to be back fit.
Marshall's just got that tingly feeling.
Just saying, I think there's a possibility that maybe he's recovering a lot faster than anticipated, and he's gonna be back by the end of January. I'm just saying, that's what I'm thinking. It might be a stretch, but why is he putting boots back on? It's just baffling to me. Like, if you're recovering.
Imagine just had to come back end of January, man.
This is some mad hoping right now.
That was a lot of opium. That really was. Hey, the boots got me excited, man. I really thought he got the boots on. This guy's on grass. He's ready to come back. Like, I really, really thought, man. Yeah, whatever, man. Get out of here, man. I really thought. All right, but let's move on. So Fofana's out for the season, okay? Don't let anyone tell you any differently, even myself. Don't be convinced. But all right, so next one is Reece James as well. It was on this little slot of news that we have talking, or that we're talking about. Mauricio Pochettino is still unsure exactly when Reece James will return to action as the Chelsea captain steps up his return from a hamstring injury. We don't know. I cannot say the date of when it is possible. Pochettino said on his captain. Then you're ridiculous.
Let's go.
And then Pochettino and Reece James. I think Reece will be involved before the end of the season. This is my hope, but for me, the priority is about him, to help him find his best again, to feel solid and strong. Okay? I cannot say the exact date of when his return is possible. All right.
The hope is strong with this one.
Yeah, the hope is strong with Reece.
Listen, Reece James, you can't fool me. I'm too familiar with your game.
We will see after the surgery.
I want to ask you a quick question, Chris, man. When do you think it's coming, man? I know you said he's looking lean and all of that, man. So when's he coming back for it?
Hey, yo, what?
I honestly don't think he plays this season. I don't think he plays this season. But like,
Ahmed, you're asking Chris, but I'm the one who predicts. I'm the one who always gets his injury.
Let me hear his prediction of the next injury. Tell me, because you say you know.
Listen, I know, but like, listen. Last time I predicted Reece's injury correct, Chelsea fans found my address. So if I predicted it correct again,
Jesus Christ!
Listen, the Adars almost got me, man. They almost got me. But yeah, Reece. Listen, bro. I see you slimmed down. You know. I see you're posting the pics. You know when you know when a girl gets out of a toxic relationship and she posts those bad B pics, you know. Reece.
No, this is crazy.
Sorry.
Listen, Destiny still arrives, bro. Destiny still arrives. You'll be injured again, mark my words.
We don't know. He's had obviously 2 really bad seasons of injuries.
No, Chris, you don't know. I know. You don't know.
You don't. Okay, you say you got the date, but you won't say the date, of course. So that's reassuring on that. But like, he's obviously had 2 really bad seasons, but like, he's had a surgery, so we have to see after that. Like, if we got a full fit Reece James, we got a very good right back in our hands. We got 2 very good right backs actually. But all we should do is hope. All we should do is hope. Yeah.
He's a centre back. He's a centre back after this.
No,
he's a centre back.
No, he's not.
In
the back three, maybe a right centre back, you know, and Gusto can go right wing back.
Play him in midfield.
Hey, he can cook in midfield too, man.
Listen, in 2025, Gusto and I are going to Real Madrid anyway, so you
can go and join Gusto while we still have the best right back in the world. Like, it's fine. Like, when he's fully fit, he's the best right back in the world. Even this season,
when is he fit?
Well, okay, these last 2 seasons, it's been quite bad, but any seasons before that, it's been fine. Like, he's played
the last time he was fit was when Ben Chilwell looked like a good left back. Okay.
Yes, he's had 2 bad seasons under 2 bad coaches.
The last time Reece James was fit,
I really don't think
Mason Mount was on the Ballon d'Or list. Okay.
God damn it! Why'd you remind me of that? Fuck
the last time Reece James was fit, Jorginho was the 3rd best player in the world and got robbed of the Ballon d'Or. Let that sink in. The last time Reece James was fit,
some things never change.
The last time Reece James was fit, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had Man United in a title race. The last time Reece James was fit, Arteta had Arsenal in 8th.
That's actually so true.
The last time Reece James was fit, Jose Mourinho had Spurs. Actually, no, Conte was manager then, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was.
Whatever. The last time Reece James was fit, there was COVID. People were dying because of COVID. Listen, guys. Reece James, he's got listen.
You can hold that, Chris, man.
It's injured to this day, man.
21.2, yeah.
The last time Reece James was fit, Thomas Tuchel was a world-class manager. Thomas Tuchel was a world-class manager.
Hey, yo, come on now. He's still a world-class manager.
See, look at this, man. I told you, man. You love Daddy Tuchel. You need to start calling him Daddy Tuchel, man. That's what you need to call him, bro. Honestly.
Oh man, no, Tuchel's got the minerals, man. You know what I'm just saying.
Marshall, I was still wanting to take this off the. I was still cooking, bro.
All right, finish cooking, man. You're about to burn this dish. We got Nkunku to talk about.
Nah, I can never burn. Listen, the last time Reece James was fit, Roman was still our manager, or still our owner.
Fucking elite club, bro.
Oh, that's true, actually, yeah. As soon as the new ownership came in, we started getting broken down.
The last time Reece James was fully fit, Chelsea were a threat in the Champions League. Think about that.
Yeah, just think about how that's how good he is, man. Like, we need him. Come back to Champions League football again. We rely on Reece James.
Last time Reece James was fully fit, England reached the final of the Euros, I think. Or was it World Cup? Yeah, the Euros.
All right, now he's really true. Now he's really reaching out.
How many's he written down?
The last time Reece James was fit, Donald Trump was president. Like, oh, can we stop? Like, Boris Johnson was still in office and all that.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, final one. The last time Reece James was fit, R. Kelly was free. I'm done.
Oh my god.
Let's go backstage then, yeah?
Oh no! All right,
that needs a timeout, bro. You need to give a timeout. That's how
we go backstage. We go backstage.
No,
we go backstage.
We
go backstage.
There's none of that. There's just roasting Reece James.
Oh my days, man!
Someone said the last time Reece James was. Someone said the last time Reece James was fit, Prime had a light bulb in his mouth.
Oh my days!
How about this? When Reece James plays 5 games in a row, I'll buy a light bulb. How about that?
There you go. That's too good. Oh, okay. Moving on. All right, let's talk about something that actually pissed me the fuck off. I can't believe this actually happened. We didn't get the chance to talk about it. Everybody knows about it already. And Nkunku's out again with an injury. So, absolutely ridiculous. Oh, Scott, you didn't know about this? I'm letting you know right now, man. So, let's go ahead and post it up here. Okay, Chelsea Dodgers saying right here, Mauricio Pochettino adds that Christopher Nkunku's latest injury might keep him out for 3 to 4 weeks, and he hopes no more. Pochettino, Nkunku suffered a problem in his hamstring. We will see in a few weeks if he can be available. He's been a little bit unlucky because to suffer again is always tough for a player. Ask Reece James. Then inside Cobham, they remain excited about Christopher Nkunku's talents, but feel he needs time to overcome his injuries. Okay. Yeah. Feel he needs okay. Time to overcome his injuries. And then we have the last two right here. Christopher Nkunku has been training away from the group today. So he's back in training, which is good to hear, but still maybe 3 weeks away from returning. So he will have missed another month in his he will have missed another month in his time, injury time this whole season, which is really, really frustrating considering how many injuries we've had and how little we've seen this player actually play.
Well, it's always the good ones, isn't it? It's always the good ones have to get injured. Like Lavia, good player. Nkunku, great player. Reece James, another great player. And we have Gallagher, who's always fit, I guess. Like, it's always the good ones, man. Like the good ones always getting injured.
He's working through an injury.
Your mic, bro.
He's working through an injury, is that what you said?
From the underground.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Ahmed?
Fuck!
I don't think that's what you said.
We heard that.
We heard that part. What were you...
timing. No, man, my apologies. Listen, man, he was working. I was saying he was working. Sorry, Gallagher is working through an injury right now. So,
is he?
Yeah, apparently he's got an issue with his ankle.
Probably just a week.
Or could he just get injured then?
I thought it was an injury with his intellect, but fair enough.
Bruh. Oh my god. All right. I mean, Scott, I would be interested to hear, because I feel like you're the one that's been the biggest advocate for the training going on and the frustration with all these injuries of the panel. So, I mean, I would like to hear your thought. What was your initial thoughts when you heard about Nkunku?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Anger.
I just can't remember what my. No, just like acceptance, because like same reason why I laugh about it now, because like what else can you do? Like this has happened the whole season. Yeah, like this has just happened the whole season with a lot of players, and this is where we're at. You got guys getting injured left, right, and centre. Apparently, as Ahmed said now, apparently Gallagher now has a niggle. You've got, I think Chilwell had an issue with fitness or something. Surprise, surprise. I wouldn't be surprised if Enzo or Caicedo picked up an injury the amount they've been playing. Like it's a mess, honestly. The whole situation around fitness and like injuries and everything's a mess at the club, and it has been the whole season. And I don't know where that lies. Jesus. I don't know where that whole thing lies. I don't know if it lies with Pochettino, the medical team, both, whatever, but it's a mess. It's a complete mess.
Well, but does it strike anyone as really odd that it's yet again another hamstring injury?
Not really.
I think what strikes me is the fact that if you look at, or if you either look at, or if you set your minds back to all of the games that Nkunku has featured in since his return, it's been over a handful of games, I believe, and only like 1 or 2 starts. So his minutes have been managed. So as we've been saying for months now, it has to go to the training, and potentially this report from Goldberg that that there's a possibility that we have been doing our full intensity training a day before the game. That's gonna kill these players. More players are going to drop like flies. It's ridiculous.
It baffles me as well that, like you just mentioned, ever since his last injury, he's come back, and Nkunku hasn't started.
No, he has.
I think only like 1 or 2 games though. Like his minutes have been managed.
Not including the game he missed because of a back injury, but he was out 1 game. Like, from all the games he's played since he's come back, like the actual big injury he had, he has not. He's started like a few games. He's not completed a 90 minutes yet.
No. But what I mean is that like he came back from his knee injury, right? He played a few games and then he got injured again.
Yeah, it was a back injury.
And then the back injury. I don't think he's actually started a game since that back injury.
I think he started the Wolves game. That was the only one, to my memory.
Was it the Wolves game?
I think so. Well, because he scored in the Liverpool game, so I'm just trying to put myself in Poch's logic.
He came on as a sub in the Wolves injury. I remember because he got like 30 minutes, and then he ended up scoring the consolation goal that we got that game. So he has started a game.
I don't think
since that return
to
the back
Wolves?
injury.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he was the only one that scored against Wolves. The header.
No, that Wolves 4. That was 4-2, wasn't it? So there was another goal scorer. I don't know. Maybe.
Are you talking about the most recent? No. I think
the most recent,
Marshall's talking about the Christmas one, and I think.
Yeah. You're Marshall. You're talking about the Christmas one. I'm talking about the one after Liverpool.
No, I'm talking about the one after Liverpool. Yeah, we lost 4-1.
I'm gonna have a look right now.
No, I'm looking right now.
We lost 4-2. We scored in injury time. Remember, we scored in injury time.
And it was Nkunku that scored. No, it wasn't Nkunku that scored. I'm sorry. You're right.
So
Curry's right. That's the one I'm thinking about. So yeah, I don't even think Nkunku started that game. Actually, let me check. Oh, he did. You're right.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, he started that game because he scored against Liverpool, and that's his. To my memory, that's his only start since the back injury.
Yeah, and then again, it's not like he was starting in these recent games, and all of a sudden he's injured again. Like we were managing his play time. He was coming in as a sub constantly. He wasn't starting, and we were complaining that he wasn't starting. So it just baffles me.
The most he probably
is injured again.
The most he probably played was, aside from that start, was probably the Carabao Cup final because he came on at the hour mark and then he played an hour.
Every training is like match day with Conte Mourinho, but you're crying about Poch's training. Ridiculous. Vic, I am now convinced you
there
are
was previous on this manager.
No, he is
you are
Poch.
one of the,
He is Poch.
You're one of the few people I know
Vic
that
is
are Poch in. Respect it. Respect it. It's fine. You know, respect it. But I mean, Scott. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Conte's training. And listen, I can't speak on Mourinho's, but if Mourinho's training was leading to a lot of injuries,
Conte is why Kante is killed. By the way, him and Sarri together killed him, literally.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want it either. So I'm just keeping it consistent. Like, I don't mind the players being trained and being like really, really fit. Unlike last season where we were seeing a lot of injuries because of lack of fitness. I don't mind the constant training to be fit, but at the same time, it's just really frustrating that we're doing this before a match. Go ahead, Ahmed. And Curry, I'm sorry, I just muted you because your mic was crackling.
I wanna give a nice little point to Vic here. Vic here there's a real life example from Chelsea of what happens when you overplay someone and do too much of this crazy training. And it's currently at Manchester United, not even playing a game. You know, no one knows.
Yeah, Mason Mount.
Literally, we're seeing it now. Bro, you're literally seeing it right now. Gallagher.
Man's collecting a check.
Got injured. I've never seen. Listen, I never thought in my wildest days I would hear Gallagher injury and Gallagher's getting bullied around. He's getting bullied. Out against Brentford, they were throwing him away like he's a little toy. Speck of dust.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you watched the game, didn't you guys? So even he's breaking down under Pochettino. When the most solid players are breaking down your team, that's when you have to start questioning. You know,
I remember one of us on the Discord watch along was saying they didn't even notice he was playing.
It was me.
Oh, it was you. Okay, well there you go.
Oh yeah, Gallagher is being overused. The Nkunku thing, I mean, that is partly why we signed Nkunku and everyone was gassed about him. I kind of wasn't. I'm sick of signing these injury-prone players just because they may be talented. Because they're, particularly the way Chelsea have been over the last number of years, they're not really going to give us anything on a consistent basis. In terms of Gallagher, yeah, that's what happens when you overuse players. Gallagher is starting to be burnt out. Mason Mount, I said this maybe 2 years ago after he won the Champions League that he needs to start getting rested a lot more or rotated a lot more because he's going to get burnt out. You're starting to see it with Saka at the back end of last season. And now this season that he's getting burnt out and he will start picking up injuries next season if he's not getting rested and rotating out of that team. You're going to start burning. If you play too much, you're going to burn. What?
No. You can continue.
Oh, yeah. If you don't if you don't use players properly, you're going to just burn them out by overusing them. And that's something Pep knows how to do spot on, by the way. The way this Pep roulette thing that people are complaining about, well, Pep knows how to manage the fitness of these players. And for the most part, they don't really pick up injuries. Even KDB, people talk about being injury prone. He always still manages to play a huge chunk of the season. So,
yeah.
Took Haaland, who used to be injury prone, and made him good.
Yeah, Haaland used to be injury prone as well. Gundogan. But also Chelsea, our medical staff, and I know we just changed it recently, but we might need to change them again. The fact of we buy players who don't have a history of being injured, like Gusto, Badiashile, and these guys are picking up knocks, and they come back from injury and they get injured again, like Chuameka. That is a problem in and of itself. So whether it's how they're being rehabilitated, whether it's the training methods, which we already know Poch is doing some rigorous, 50-mile run before games or whatever. Things need to start changing.
I'm sorry, bro. Before you finish off here, this comment is outrageous, by the way. He, in his own press conference before the Wolves game, said they are not ready to start. They are not 100%. And then he continues to put him on, knowing that he's not 100%. You don't like Vic here. Don't try. Listen here, respectfully. Sometimes you need to read, and know what you're talking about, because that's no knowledge. That's zero knowledge, big man.
This comment takes you back because he played. Mind you, you're right in a sense of Ugochukwu's first injury. Sure, if Ugochukwu trained hard enough, whatever the fuck, sure, maybe he doesn't get injured. Right. But even if he comes back from injury, you surely know, like any other manager, you must slowly integrate that player into the team. Ugochukwu was forced by Poch to play in that game despite only just coming back from injury. And as a result, played 60 minutes, I think, and re-injured.
EPL, don't do that as well. Because I've said this before. Alex Matos was available in that game. He could have played a young kid. Why not? He's all about the young G's, isn't it? Why couldn't he not play Alex Matos?
Klopp managed it. No, why can't we?
That's what. No, man. No, I refuse sometimes, to take this rubbish when I'm like, you know what? We say we're about the kids. We say about talent. We say Alex Matos is not good enough. Right now, he's having an amazing loan at Huddersfield.
Yeah, but Vic, 160 minutes after just coming back from an injury, that's a lot. Players can play like 15 to 30 minutes at most, but 60 minutes, that's a lot to ask from any players.
First game back, gets injured, that's on Poch. There's also previous, that we've said this before, by the way. There's previous of him, and it's a quote, so we're not making this up. It's a quote of him at Tottenham saying that he trains, when he, the guys that come back from injury, when they train, he makes them do a double session. That's a quote, I'll say again, which is ludicrous. That's insane. And as far as I'm aware, I don't remember Mourinho or Conte having so many done about them where they had 60 plus injuries in their first season.
Do you know what the difference is? Mourinho, Conte, I'll give you a good example. Hazard's a good example. They didn't make Hazard run all those runs, do all those crazy stuff, because they knew, yes, while he's a special player, but he's also a player type which maybe doesn't suit that sort of training style. There are some players who are just better suited to do that sort of training. But
literally, if you listen to Hazard talk about Conte, because he was on Obi Mikel's podcast recently, if you listen to him talk about Conte, there was more emphasis on the tactics, and that's what Hazard's main takeaway was from Conte. It was a lot more tactical than physical. But Poch just doesn't do tactics, and we've heard reports of this as well, that there is the belief that he doesn't put enough emphasis on that side of the game. It's just running.
Sorry. By the way, that comment about Matos, by the way, that's bollocks because he's played this season for Chelsea in the league.
In the league?
By the way, I don't know why we're
a few minutes.
I don't know why we're
he came on in the game. And if he doesn't rate him, we're in the squad.
Oh my God.
I don't know why we're comparing Mauricio Pochettino to Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte, who are serial winners. Let's not do this.
Sorry, I have a question for Vic. So when is Poch being able to be criticized? Because every time we see you on the chat, it's everyone else's fault. It's the owner's fault. It's the director's fault. The players aren't good enough. They're training hard enough. They're not committed enough. They're not doing this. They're not doing that. So what is Poch's fault exactly? What is Poch's fault? Because you said this for many streams when I've been on the chat or when I've been on here. So what is Poch accountable for?
That's a fair question.
Because you've been defending him in every way. You've gone after everyone else besides Poch.
Can I just point something out as well? He talks about Vertimax training. I've done a bit of Googling, by the way. Vertimax training is usually used in athletes for their vertical jump. It's normally done by basketball players.
And we're still shit at set pieces, if that's the case. Can't make the jumps for half of these players. No one ever say that. If that's your assumption, that's on you. I mean, but the question's still out there.
That's based on evidence you've been doing throughout the chat or whenever I've interacted with you on here. So you've never said it yourself.
Yeah, I am curious as to what, Vic, you necessarily put on Poch. Because you do defend him staunchly, which again, it's your opinion. You can defend him all you want. I am curious as to what you blame him for.
EPL turf. I'm not going to speak for anyone else, but I'm not going to say all of our injuries are down to Poch. but he is a part to play in it.
Yeah,
he's the largest part.
I would have to agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, like two things can be true. I always say this. Yeah, do we have some players who are injury prone? Yes, but we also do have some. We also have some. Marshall, you're moist, you know. You're moist, Marshall.
What the fuck?
That's a horrid.
If you don't understand that, that's a slang term for the dickhead. That's what it means, okay? If you don't understand what that means. But no, man. But
it's redneck. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Okay, go ahead.
No, but seriously speaking, yeah, two things can be true. Yes, some players are injury prone, and yes, some of it is down to the way our medical staff and some of the stuff is also working, right? So, but I just think, for me, people are not. I've always been nuanced in the sense that I've always said it's not just Poch when it comes to the injuries, but I feel like at the same time we can't also deny the fact that he's also got a part to play in it. You know, and when there's prior history of a manager, there's a factual prior history of the manager at his time in the club, then we can't just keep on saying, why are you blaming Poch for? You get what I'm saying to you?
He played Caicedo for 300 minutes in the last week. Just deep that. 300 minutes in 7 days.
You know, but
we didn't have an option on the bench.
But can I be honest though? I don't think that should matter because we've been playing one game a week, then playing 3 games in a row. It shouldn't really matter. But the problem is the reason why it matters. The reason though why it matters, by the way, is because our manager is killing them in training, and that's what's happening.
I was about to say the same thing. That's the issue. The issue isn't the fact of how many minutes he's played in isolation. The issue is how many minutes he's played considering who our manager is. That's the issue. It's like if we have a manager who is known to have his players do a bleep test effectively in training, a slightly more bells and whistles bleep test.
Icon.
It's a fucking bleep test, is what it is, basically. A manager who's known to get the most out of his players in terms of running. Like we saw that under Tottenham. They went from running the least amount of kilometers, I think, the season before he joined, to then the season, like when he joined, they had the most. They were top. And we've already seen that we have a history of players going down with injury. In terms of from hamstring injuries, basically muscle injuries, particularly in the leg. So, like,
what
sooner or later, he's going to get injured.
Well, let's hope this stops happening because I'm so sick and tired of it. Well, I mean, if Poch leaves, it will stop happening. So, we'll. I just want to see Lavia play. I just want to see Nkunku get some starts before the season ends.
I'll be honest.
He's the reason why we don't see Wesley Fofana.
Fundamentally, bro, we've wasted a season now of Nkunku. You know that, right? That's
probably.
No, it's factually we've literally wasted a whole season now of Nkunku. So I don't know what's going on now. Like, you know, you can't waste another season.
I wouldn't play him until next season, even if he's fit.
I think the other argument you've got to make now is you can't waste him for another season, by the way. Next season, again, he's another man where you cannot waste next season as well with him. So a lot of big decisions that need to be made this summer, you know. I'll be real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
So sorry, last thing, Marshall. Vic was saying with regards to like there aren't many managerial options, and that would mean we have to do player sales and have to buy their players. That happens with every manager every season, if we keep that manager or not, because some players go out of favor and some ones are in favor. Gundogan and Mahrez left, and they got Doku and Guardiola and so forth. So that's going to happen with whoever you bring to. When you bring a new manager, they'll want some people out, they want some people in.
You say we don't have many manager options, but for example, Ruben Amorim, he has a history of keeping players fit. Like that's the bare minimum I want of a manager right now, to keep a player fit and have a system. Like, it's not that hard. Yeah. Pause.
Hey, I feel this way about Ziyech and so on, but go on.
Bro, we just need a manager that's going to be able to keep up with the times. That's what it really feels like to me, bro. I'll be real with you. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like we need someone that understands what's it called? Yeah, the medical team, everything like that. One of the reasons why I respect Carlo Ancelotti so much is that when it comes to the medical stuff, bro, he's respectful. He respects the stuff that happens, and you know, if they tell him don't do this, don't do that, he's listening to that, and then he's looking at alternative ways to make the team work. But Pochettino keeps on killing the players.
But okay, so again, like I understand where you're coming from, EPL Turf and Vic as well, about blaming Poch for everything. I feel like a lot of things people do blame Poch for a lot of things that aren't merited, but at the same time, you have to look at some of these games and how can you sit there and say like, okay, this is something that's consistently happening no matter what lineup he picks, no matter what he does. I'm not seeing certain things that I see like other teams doing. There's a common denominator, and most often than not, that common denominator is Mauricio Pochettino. It's just, I hate to say it, it's just plain and simple. Look at this. Here's one common denominator, simple common denominator. Didn't win anything at Spurs. Underperformed at PSG. Was arguably, according to their fans, one of their worst managers. One of their worst seasons was under that manager. And now
he won the league, and he wasn't even nominated for manager of the season. You know how embarrassing that is for the French league.
A common denominator, like I said. So there's a lot of commonality. You can point out some of the commonalities. Even today, who said it? I think it was Will that said it. That when Poch was at PSG, he played Verratti as a 10.
Yep. There's not even that, bro. He played Verratti as a 10. He played Di Maria as a centre mid one game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kimpembe left back.
He could play Kimpembe at left back. I forgot about that.
Again, people. There's the common denominator here.
I kind of do listen. This whole thing. People shouldn't like use and blame Poch for everything that's going wrong at Chelsea. The same way, by the way, Chelsea fans should not be blaming Bowley and like Bally, Clear Lake.
Speak on it, actually. Yeah,
who are the two Win Stanley and Stewart for everything that's going wrong. I stand by to something I've been saying. If we were, say, eighth in this league right now, still in the hunt for Europe in top 6, top 4, everything that's going on, stockpiling young players, all these injuries we're consistently getting, Poch running players into the ground, no style of play, losing that cup final, Poch being a coward, everything that's going on, people wouldn't be complaining that much because we are in a much better position in the league. The reason why everything gets so much focus is because we are so bad. And that goes on to Poch. If Poch wants time, Poch wants people off of his neck, he needs to start getting results. And again, this should have happened months ago, not now. If we had won that cup final last week, it's last week now. If we had won that cup final last week, a lot of Chelsea fans would have left him alone. Not because he deserves the time, but because we won a trophy and people would be too busy being happy than to give him more shit. So again, he had opportunities to get time. He didn't take those opportunities, so now he can't cry about it. It's on him.
I need to stop listening to Alex midstream.
Yeah. Did you Google what he told you to Google?
Yes, I did, and I suggest you all do too.
Yeah, am I wrong in what I said?
No, you're not wrong in what you said, not at all. And so, I feel like
vampires.
Just Google it. Trust me, it's worth the Google. It really is worth the Google. It's spot on. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next target while you guys Google that. Okay. All right. So we have some financial issues to discuss. Let me pull it up right here. I mean, if the shoe fits. All right. So just according to Matt Law, just about just about everybody in football believes Chelsea are in danger of running into trouble over PSR rules, and the threat of punishment and possible points deduction from Abramovich era means the job might not be too good to turn down. What? And a possible points deduction from the Abramovich era means the job might be too good to turn down. Wait. And the threat
saying it's not too good to turn down, as in like if you gave it to a manager, they wouldn't just immediately take it.
Okay. I feel like that was such a convoluted way to say that. Okay. All right, let's continue. Okay. And then we have David Ornstein here reporting on Chelsea's self-reporting of financial irregularities under Roman Abramovich. They have not been charged, and so they believe they will be okay. We'll have to see on that front. So it seems like these charges that were, fronted to us earlier in the season might not actually come to. And considering nothing's happened yet, that might be the possibility. So we move on. Chelsea are braced for another exodus of players, although the task is complicated this year by the European Championships, which run from June 14th to July 14th. So a month from June 14th. And then we have here Chelsea's rivals. Okay. So the rivals of the rivals believe the club must make major sales by June 30th to avoid the threat of running into profit and sustainability trouble. Speculation among the Chelsea rivals is that they need to raise around £100 million by the end of June, which I think is possible with the right sales. So I genuinely think this all FFP thing and this whole not having money and even. Scott, I agree. And even the whole aspect of if we get into Europe, we're going to have much more financial issues because of FFP. I think that's a load of dog shit as well. I genuinely do. I feel like, yes, we do need to make money for all the contracts that we do have to pay off. The amortization, all that stuff, regardless of what's amortized, we still have to come up with that money every year. Yes, I do agree we need to do that, but I feel like with a few player sales, and especially with the youth model, we'll be okay.
There's a few players we could sell, like Chilwell, Kappa, hopefully.
Oh, hopefully.
Sterling. Yeah, I'm just saying, hopefully, man. And Gallagher, Broha.
Oh, hopefully.
Well, yeah, hopefully they can go.
No, there's two players in particular, but that's what I'm getting at.
Like, we're not gonna sell like Thiago Silva because he won't be sold for anything, or they'd be just gone for free. I'm trying to think. I would sell for Fana if we could, but we're not gonna sell him.
Well, like Ian Matheson has a 35 million release clause. Lewis Hall is going for 27 million at the end of the season, so that's 70 million right there.
Is that Lewis Hall?
And Lukaku will go for 30 to 40.
I think Lewis Hall was included in the summer window. I'm afraid, in that summer window. His transfer, because remember it's loan with obligation.
Yeah, but it doesn't go. I think.
Yeah, but doesn't the loan fee just count and not the obligation?
Yeah, no, that's why Ahmed. That's why we did the obligation, because it was for FFP reasons for Newcastle. It wasn't for us. It was Newcastle.
Yeah,
we did it. That's why we didn't sell him outright. It's because we did the obligation for them for FFP, so they weren't fucked.
I'm sorry to turf, like Lukaku's not gonna be our gold mine. I don't know how many years he's got left, but I think it's like 2.
Fuck Lukaku.
And
I think it's 3 years.
God damn.
No more 40 million.
Lukaku for sure. I hate to tell people this, but Lukaku he's going for sure for
not for much though.
He's going for 40 million euros. He's got a release clause too.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's generous. I was gonna say 30.
By the way,
he has a release clause. He has a release clause. That's his release clause.
By the way, remember, he's got 2 years left on his deal. He's got 2 years left on his deal, and that's gonna make us break even. By the way, in terms of
all of them put together,
FFP payments. But that would basically also fundamentally also mean that would be we would have lost 60 million on Lukaku. By the way.
That's insane.
Yeah, well, it happens, you know.
Remember, because
let's not act like we weren't prepared to take a loss anyway. Like we knew this was going to happen.
We took that out.
Yeah.
Because this sounds exactly like last season again with this whole like, oh my god, we're gonna go down the drain, all this money, we can't sell players, and then Kai and like 10 other players leave before the end of like July alone.
Marshall, bring back up that tweet, please.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Oh, what? So we must make major sales by June 30th to avoid the threat.
Yeah.
Is this not? Yeah, like what Curry P said. This is exactly what happened last year, where we had a deadline and we had to sell players within a month. We're gonna do the same thing. That's why I said earlier in the stream that about the Osimhen stuff, like the first half of the window will be focused on getting rid of players. So we will still have this transfer saga of Osimhen, Gyokeres, what striker we're gonna sign. Because we're gonna be focused on getting rid of these pure profit bumps.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, I don't think it's as big an issue like it's being blown up to be. Oliver, were you gonna say something?
No, I'm alright.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard someone say anything. Okay. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think it's being overblown. I think we're going to be fine. We have a lot of players we still need to get rid of and sell. A lot of them pure profit players as well. So I think another big part of this was the fact that we didn't make Europe, or we're not going to make Europe at this point. And hope. That would have been, there's still hope, but I mean, I'm not hopeful really.
Yeah, it's a knock, but like, it only becomes a problem if this becomes if by the end of next season we finish, even if it's 6th or 7th, and we get that Europa League spot, we're fine. It's only if we don't get Europe again for a 3rd season.
Yeah, we've got
I'll
some
be real
big
with you,
trouble
Marshall. There is still a big chance we could probably get some level of Conference League or Europa League football. I'll be real with you. Even though I know it's disgusting to say with Pochettino.
What is for Conference League position?
I think it's 8th, isn't it?
Is it 8th?
Yeah, it's 8th or something.
If it's 8th, then it's a possibility.
It's not 8th.
Maybe.
It's not.
Is it 7th?
As of right now, no positions in the league get Conference League. The only way you get Conference League is by winning the Carabao. However, because Liverpool won the Carabao, it now means that I think 6th at the moment gets Conference League. That will change, obviously, depending on who wins the FA Cup, and if an English team wins their respective European competition.
So, wait, Scott, what happened then? Because I swear top 5 gets Champions League because there's going to be extra spots unless they're just completely scrapped.
No, that's only if right. So the way it works, the top 5 thing is only if England finish 1st or 2nd in the coefficient, which currently we're not. Italy and Germany.
We have to rely on the other 2 teams.
So basically, Manchester, for that to change, I'm pretty sure Manchester City, Liverpool, and Villa, or at least like 2 out of 3 of those would have to win their respective competitions. The Champions League spot. As it is right now, top 4 get Champions League, 5th gets Europa League, and that's it at the start. That's it. Then Carabao Cup gets Conference League, FA Cup gets Europa League. However, obviously this will change. It changes if certain teams win their European thing. Like if Liverpool wins the Europa League, that Europa League spot will go to the 6th team, or the team that finishes 6th.
And if Villa win Conference League,
then that'll I think then that goes to the next team down, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I mean, all this to say that even though we could make Europe, even if we don't make Europe, we can't sell players. And that's going to transition me over to the next topic, which is some of these players that we are talking about selling. So let's bring up the first player, which is Omari Hutchinson. Several European clubs are monitoring Omari Hutchinson's progress, but Chelsea are in control of the situation. I genuinely don't think this player is going to play for Chelsea.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Apologies, I fucked my back up. Huh? I fucked my back up. That's what that noise was. I thought I was you.
Wait, what happened?
I'm not gonna lie, Scott. I thought that was Chris.
I thought you pulled your hamstring or something. Like you got like
injuries on the stream now, are we?
That's what that was.
Injury bench was
fucked my back up.
This stream, man, we always do something crazy, man. What's going on,
This
man?
stream is already legendary.
Speak for yourself.
I'm crying right now.
Man,
Oh, man.
this
I'm
stream,
in tears right now.
man. This stream, man, it's always losing. Even when it wins, it's always losing.
Oh my god. Okay, that was my cue right there. Okay.
Watch injuring Scott as well.
Oh, Poch, you've gone too far. Anyone think that Omar Hutchinson is at all in any shape or form going to play for Chelsea or going to get sold this summer?
Scott,
I don't think
he gets sold. I think he gets loaned.
Scott, what was your background?
What was the question?
Never mind.
Leave the man alone. He's in pain. He's in pain right now, right? Leave the man alone. He's doing stretches. Let him do his stretches. Oh my god. All right. Well, yeah, Omari Hutchinson, this doesn't really surprise me. And also at the same time, like, I think he's gonna get sold. I don't think he's got a future at Chelsea. I genuinely don't. But then again, we'll see. In the preseason, he might get a chance to play a little bit, and he might sway my opinion in a different direction. So it is what it is. We will see. The other player I had to mention here on this list was Trevor Chalobah and Armando Broja, which we know about Armando Broja already. That's not really a surprise. Trevor Chalobah, who I don't know what's gonna happen with Trevor Chalobah. That was an interesting one because he's being played right now a lot, and I don't know. We also have below that the futures of Conor Gallagher, Marco Cucurella are in doubt, according to Matt Law. Actually, before I even move on to the next topic, I did want to bring this one up because it's relating to Armando Broja as well. So we'll pull this up right here. Armando Broja's stalled start at Fulham since joining on loan in January is raising financial concerns at Chelsea. Chelsea initially tried to sell Broja in January for a fee of £50 million, according to Sammy Mark Bell. Is it concerning?
What?
I feel like it's really unfortunate that it happened.
The
I feel
other
like
guy is cooking. The other guy they brought from Brazil is doing amazing, bro. I don't know what else to tell you, man.
Problem is,
They
he
didn't buy
tried
him from
to sell
Brazil.
Broja way too high for his value. Like, he ain't worth 50.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think that's the problem for me because they've obviously gone into this loan with the intention of Broja raising his value. Fact of the matter is, he just was never that good. Like, even before his ACL. To think that we'd ever get anywhere near 50 million is a joke. And if you actually thought about it with a bit of rationale, then there would be no financial crisis because you wouldn't have valued him that high in the first place in order to think like that you'd be okay to sell this guy for that kind of money.
He's just never really showed it, like, as a striker, like, he can be worth that value. Like, he's 30 tops, like, that's his value, like, max 30 million. And if you hit 30 million for Broja, that's good. I think we can probably sign for, like, 15 mil. Like,
I don't know about you guys. He looks awkward in this picture. It's bothering me. Something about this picture is bothering me. Oh, I don't know, but listen, I'm not opposed to this price. It's like, is he worth it? No, not really. But at the same time, is Gyokeres worth 80 million pounds or euros that he's being touted for? Is Osimhen worth 115? Like, there's so many overpriced strikers out in the market.
But the problem is these players are either on the up or they're at a very high level already. Broja is neither.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what could happen if he recovers from his injury. Also, another piece of news here. Chelsea hope to sell Marco Cucurella and Ian Maatsen this summer as well. I feel like Marco Cucurella is getting a really short end of the stick. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, he's not, man. He needs to go, man. Fuck him.
What? So we hope to sell.
This isn't about Cucurella though. This is about who's not on the list.
Yeah, like we have Chilwell. Like
I do like Cucurella, but I wouldn't mind if we can upgrade him. Then sure, get rid of him. Yeah. But Chilwell should be number one on that list.
then Cucurella, then Maatsen third. Maatsen should be on the last, I think. I really think he should be the last on this. He's only worth, what, 30 million? Like, he could become a 70 million player. He could become something like 60, 70 easily.
How we've allowed this player to leave, and now we're trying to try a back three system where the height of your fullbacks doesn't actually matter. It's a joke.
Yeah. And then Maatsen's another one, too, that considering where we are with the left back situation, both of these guys, better left backs than Chilwell. It baffles me. It genuinely baffles me.
It's going to annoy me seeing in a few years and see if this guy actually hits the levels I think he might for like a European club, and then other clubs looking at him like, you know, like maybe Man City. Maybe Man City, right? Man City paid 60 million for him and we could have had him right in our club, you know, sitting there, you know, ready, you know, learning. No, we decided to get rid of him because Poch didn't want to play him, who's obviously done shit this season anyway. We trusted that guy.
Yeah, no, I get you 100%. Another player as well that I'm going to give him his own little segment. Conor Gallagher. So let's go ahead and get some little bit of updates or recap as well on Conor Gallagher. I think there's a little bit of news here. Conor Gallagher is determined to fight for his long-term future at Chelsea, with talks over new contract at an impasse. There has been no significant progress on discussions over an extension. This is coming from Sammy Mockbell. We knew about this weeks ago, but the fact that it's being reported again only a few days back with the same exact information goes to show that in that time, nothing has progressed at all. We're still in the same situation we were even now. Chelsea will want a minimum of £50 million for Conor Gallagher if they were to sell. But it remains to be seen whether clubs meet the valuation for a player who could be signed on a free transfer next year. Very true. Very true. I mean, I personally, I wouldn't want... I don't want Gallagher to go on a free because I feel like we can get a significant amount of money for him. At the same time as well, though, I mean, I would want Gallagher to just sign the goddamn contract that's put in front of him. It's not like... At this point, I feel like it's a little bit greedy because it's not like he's being offered pennies. Like, he's being offered I'm sure, a respectable wage. It's probably not over £200,000 a week, but at the same time, anything over £100,000 a week is a very, very good salary. So I'm not. Maybe he doesn't want to be club tied, but then again, if he's a Chelsea fan that he says he is, why would he want to play anywhere else? So
by the way,
it's kind of confusing. It is a little insane. He looks
that
like
face is nuts. That face is actually nuts. Hey, someone clip that for me, please. Hey, someone clip that, please.
We know Gallagher. We know Gallagher has many faces that he's famous for. And I'm gonna just switch over to this famous face real quick. And yeah, we'll go back to here. But anyways, on Gallagher, do you guys care if he gets sold on a free or if
him leaving on a free is the worst outcome?
Yeah, that would be really shitty.
I don't want to let Gallagher go on a free. I don't want to let him go on a free.
I agree.
I'd rather keep him as a bench then. Like, I actually don't mind Gallagher as a bench, but if we can get like 40 million for him or something, I'm taking that all day.
Wait, what?
I don't know that soundtrack. Like,
who's got Windows?
Who just shut down? What is this stream? Is insane.
This stream, man.
What's happened?
Oh
my god! Someone's PC is having a meltdown right now.
Someone still has Windows XP. It's freaking Ahmed, man.
And it's our season.
Scott's back.
That's our season. That's definitely our season.
Did you call him the warm-up?
I have back issues too, man. I feel for you. They are painful.
Oh my god. Yes.
The worst type of pain. Yeah, I hate it.
Did you call him the warm-up Tevez?
It's oh my god. Wait, me?
I'll tell you what, he's getting there.
I'll tell you backstage. I'll tell you backstage. Jesus Christ, Ahmed.
I saw Ziad and I had to be. No, I think I'm scared, man. No, listen, boys, yeah. Why are we talking about Conor Gallagher at 1:24 a.m. in the morning? That's why I put the log off sound, man. You know what I mean? It's time to log off, boys.
No. But yeah, I feel like the worst outcome, like Scott said, the worst outcome would be if he were to leave on a free. I think that'd be ridiculous. Like Chelsea need to figure out some type of solution so that if we were to sell him, but then again, ultimately, this is on him.
Well, we're trying to give him an 8-year contract apparently before, like with like 100k a week or something, and maybe he doesn't want to sign a long contract with that like wage. Maybe he thinks he can be high in the future. So like, I say give him a 2-year contract on 100k a week or something. You know, extend it a little bit, and then we'll see out from there. But that's my solution with it, because you'd have to give him a super long contract, surely. I don't want to give him
if it's 100k a week. Like, no disrespect. I mean, I get it. Like, other players make more money, but even if it's 100k a week, I'd be happy with 100k a week.
No, but yeah, 100k a week for a 2-year contract, that's actually good, and that's like his value right now. He's a 100k player max, like right now, so it's give him that and see if he accepts. If he doesn't accept, then we need to sell him like to wherever for 30 million, for 40 million. I sell for anything, because I don't want to lose a player for free when we could sell you like next season.
And if he thinks he's worth any more than that, then guess what? You could have made a great impression by winning us the Carabao Cup, and you bottled it.
Ooh.
So,
not wrong. You're not wrong.
I was about to say something crazy about Prime. I have to chill out.
Yeah, we're moving mad this stream. I don't know. Whatever he's gonna say backstage. Okay, we're making our way towards the end here. Okay,
I'll be so real. I've been watching something else. I have not focused on you guys for that. What did Ahmed say?
This guy, bro.
I don't say anything yet. I haven't said anything. Bro.
It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. All right. Let's go on to the last 2 topics of the night, and then we'll wrap it up. These will be quick, I'm sure, unless Ahmed really is going to bring out the agenda. But ladies and gents, as always, smash up the like button, subscribe. We're almost at the end of the video, and if you got to this point, give me some fire emojis or some blue Chelsea squares in the comments to let me know that you made it all the way to this point. So
you say Chelsea Sports.
I'm gonna Chelsea squares, the blue squares. Oh. I call them the Chelsea squares because there's blue Chelsea squares.
Chelsea squares.
No, not squares. I said squares.
I'm about to log off, man.
This stream has gone on too long. Let me end it because we're moving mad, bro.
1:30 in the morning. This
is the craziest stream ever had.
Listen,
Chelsea squares.
You didn't. You did not.
Yes, I did.
You said squares.
I heard squares. I heard squares.
Yeah, we know.
I heard squares, and I have one right here ringing.
That could be taken many ways, Marshall. Just letting you know, bro. You know, I didn't know you like. Listen, Marshall likes to square.
You guys are insane.
Can you go to Ziad's quote, please, just before the square?
Are you serious?
No. Ziad's quote.
Oh, this one.
Bring me your boy in it, your daddy. Listen, I swear
to this guy.
Osama listen, Osama has been too funny. If I see this guy at my club, bro, I'm putting it up the what's it called? I ring up the flag right now. I just want you to know, bro.
I'm not getting wild. I said squares, blue Chelsea squares. Play it back, goddammit.
Marshall. You said I heard squares.
That's what I heard, even, bro. Even I heard it, bro.
It's getting late for you boys. It's getting late.
Yeah, bro.
Let's keep moving. Let's keep moving.
It's getting late.
Blue Chelsea squares, and let's talk about another square that Ahmed loves to talk about, man. Let's talk about Raheem the Dream Sterling. All right. So Raheem Sterling had an informal approach from Saudi Arabia last summer, but he shut it down instantly. The player also do not want a move this summer. The player doesn't want to move, man. That's a you problem.
If he wants to stay in London, just sell him to Brentford, bro. You know, Brentford have got a good price for him.
Raheem Sterling's intermediaries have never engaged or discussed with Al Hilal, despite reports. Spoke to players' intermediaries who are firmly denying that as Raheem is committed as ever to the Chelsea project. And then, last but not least, oh shit, I just had it. All right. Mauricio Pochettino says he does not understand why.
That is a crazy.
What?
Yo, we need to end the stream ASAP. We really do. We're losing it.
Wait, what happened?
His face. Look at his face, bro.
Oh.
That's the face on Dude, I'm so.
Is there something about today? Like,
I don't know, man.
Because this isn't even us at this point. This is the tweet.
Hey, guys. This is the face Marshall makes when she says she's gonna show him her Chelsea skills.
This is
Oh wait, bro.
Okay, let me try to get to the end of the show. Mauricio Pochettino says he does not understand why some Chelsea fans have begun to boo Raheem Sterling. Someone told me, but I didn't hear it. Pochettino said of the booing, I have only been here 9 months. I don't understand why that happens. It is difficult to know why exactly. He is fully committed to Chelsea, is doing well, and he is always very committed. He is one of the players who is at 99%. Of training sessions, okay. Always training and always available. Sometimes he is good, sometimes not so good, like all players.
Okay.
Gattuso right there.
Okay, hang on a minute.
Gattuso.
So first of all, why am I meant to expect that there are players that wouldn't be at 99% of training sessions, as long as they're fit? Well, that makes no sense as a praise. Second of all, we're talking about, he's sometimes good and sometimes not, just like all players. You don't pay someone 325 grand a week to be just like any player. That's a nonsense. And that's where this comes from. He is nowhere near our best player when he's being paid like he is. And he's lazy.
I don't want to.
On the pitch, he's lazy. Yeah.
I'm a nice guy. You guys know that. I'm not a dickhead. But realistically, bro, man. Yeah, fuck you, Marshall. Now I'm a dickhead. But listen, the thing for me is that Sterling, man. Sterling, he's meant to be helping us lead the line, helping these young forwards. You know what I mean? He's meant to be the guy that's meant to be carrying I feel like the majority of the work rate in that team, in terms of DNA. But he ain't doing it, bro. He ain't doing it. He looks like a guy that's just trying to do a paycheck thing. He reminds me when I used to work in retail, bro. I just used to go there, have a little chit chat with some of my guys on the at the till point. You know what I mean? Buy the clothes, bish bash bong.
Ahmed, just because you're a lazy black man doesn't mean all black men are lazy.
Jesus,
all right, chill out, man. I am just a working black man. You know what I mean? Listen, man. I make a lot of money now. Before my retail days.
But Ahmed, why you make a lot of money now? Why? Because you're in the right environment and system to thrive in. Same thing with Sterling.
Oh my days.
Get him the right manager.
This is crazy. That is outrageous. Fair play, bro. Fair play.
Oh dear.
Oh my god.
I don't know, but I feel like with Sterling, it feels. You know what? Yeah. It feels like with me when I look at Sterling, it feels like a guy that's at the end of his career. He actually looks like a guy that's at his end of his career that's just here to get the money, do a job on the pitch, and go home. He actually looks like that to me personally. I don't know about you guys, but that's what he looks like to me. And for me,
I mean, he does stay out of trouble, which I gotta give him praise for that.
He does not look like he's just here for the back. He doesn't.
Bro, it kind of does, bro. I'll be real with you, bro. It looks like that.
Listen, I didn't want Sterling in the first place. I don't want people to think like I'm Sterling FC. But I'm also not going to be like Ahmed and have an agenda. Just hate on the guy for no reason. I think you can still get something out of Sterling. Major pause, out of Sterling, so long as we have the right manager. Don't look at me like that, Marshall.
The problem is, with Sterling, I see way too much that's independent of the manager.
Thanks for the raid.
I can't.
No, and I agree with
Oliver, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I was just saying, I see way too many problematic things from Sterling that I can't put down to the manager. I'm going to be fair here. I can't blame Poch for everything. When Sterling misses the same 1v1 3 times in a season, and I just and when he can square it or do better, I just can't. I can't defend it.
No, I get that, but here's the thing. I was thinking about this the other day. Do you guys think that when Sterling leaves Chelsea, he's going to look back at his time as Chelsea as fondly as other players have?
No.
Well, no.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like, I don't feel like I have that connection with Sterling like we had with Diego Costa, we've had with and I'm just saying in terms of performance, like even I feel like someone like Tomori or Mason Mount, even to a certain extent Kai Havertz, like these players had some connection with the fan base.
Those people want things with us
or came to our academy. Chelsea fans have not liked Sterling back when he was at City and he was getting racially abused. Chelsea fans just hate Sterling. It's deeper than just like he's a bad player, because he's not a bad player. He's been low-key, he's been one of our better performing players this season. But Chelsea fans just hate him. I don't know what Ahmed's reason is, but for other Chelsea fans of a certain complexion, I can
you know what it is for me? You know what it was for me? I've said this before. I was actually one of the guys that I thought, bringing in Sterling was going to be a good thing. I thought like it was going to be able to help these guys in the future. I was always like a relatively not a regular advocate for him. The thing which really turned me off is that when I watch him now, bro, I just feel like he's not playing to what he's meant to be playing.
He seems uninspiring.
That's the thing for me. You know what I mean? Like I turn on him, if that makes sense, because there's I'm not a Millwall fan first things first, Joel, because literally I love so many of the other players that I'm an advocate for Madueke of all people. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of guys here, you know what I mean? They're anti-Madueke, you know what I mean? Anti-BLM. But listen, I'm pro Jackson. You know what I mean? A lot of these man, on Twitter.
Don't go there.
Wait. I'm seeing guys on Twitter comparing him to Lukaku, saying, "Oh, look at Nkunku," and stuff like that. Yeah, look at Lukaku's got the same. It's like, what are you talking about, big man? Lukaku is meant to be a finisher. He's meant to be certified.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing people, what's it called? Comparing him to Jackson. Allow it, man. Listen, man, please.
I don't know. I didn't hear when Ahmed was like saying the whole. When Ahmed's voice gets real shrilly like a woman, he's like, I didn't hear that, but
oh my God.
In terms of the whole Sterling thing, listen, cool, we can get rid of him, and I didn't want him in the first place, but like, let's not pretend like the guy is just awful and he's nothing.
No. You know me, but you know me, Prime. I actually speak on it whenever I do stuff about Sterling. It's not. I don't just say it's the Sterling's fault.
No, it's not you. I'm not talking about you, but I'm talking about the fan base. They never liked Sterling in the first place.
100%.
And he was at City, and they're racially abusing him, which is why I was even surprised he signed for Chelsea in the first place. Like Chelsea fans have never liked Sterling.
I just don't like him because he has T-Rex arms and he runs like a T-Rex. So that's
Jesus
Christ.
Run like a T-Rex. Okay. And I don't like Reece James because he's a fat athlete. But let's not speak on his.
Hold it, Chris.
I ain't holding shit. He is in the shape of his lifetime right now, and all you're doing is hating.
Hey, Chris.
I mean, what do you know about
him? Weighs less than his sister right now. You know how much his sister weighs?
Chris know all about.
Wait.
Last time.
Did you say how much his sister weighs?
Yeah, she's like 85 kg.
Stop.
Hold on, Chris. Are you
fat shaming a woman?
Are you gonna fat shame a woman?
So it's different for a man, but not for a woman. I see.
I think, Chris, I speak for Marshall and all the panelists on Casually FC in saying this. We do not, we are not sexist towards women. We do not fat shame women.
Yes.
We love women.
Oh, you can fat shame a man, I guess. Yeah, I get it.
We love women.
Chris does not speak for any of us. If you want to ascend abuse towards Chris, he's on Twitter. The real Chris on Twitter. Abuse him.
Hey, she's in good shape too. She just weighs a lot too.
Hey.
Like she honestly, she's built like Reece James. She's built like Reece James. She's
Last stream.
look at Lauren James. Yeah, she's built like Reece James. No one
Please. I'm trying.
Hey, Marshall, look up, bro. Marshall, look up, man.
Guys, cancel Chris, please. Cancel real Chris.
Oh my
I like Marshall James.
Put the shovel down.
Real Chris the sexist.
You guys are absolutely fucking
I
insane.
cancel Oliver too, man. Cancel Oliver.
What? What did he even do anything? He's not even here.
Whoa. What are we saying, Ahmed?
Last topic. All right.
That means he's an accomplice to Chris.
Sterling.
It's one thing to have Marshall and his racism, but now we're having Chris being sexist. What's the
Oh my days, man! All right.
She's built like Reece James.
All right.
We're ending this now. Come on, man.
All right.
This ain't going anywhere.
This is not going anywhere. All right. Listen. We're done. All right. Sterling to Saudi. I hope it happens. We need the money. I hope we get someone else that's better in his place. That's what I
just want to say quickly. Listen, I know that Chris knows about prime Reece James.
Oh my
days. He knows about his prime sheet. They like to drag. So you know what I mean?
All right. Let's go to the last topic. Big up to Jacob and United Spurs America for the raid. If you just came onto the stream, be sure to like the stream, please.
And we apologize for everything you just heard.
About 100 of you guys watching.
If you don't like the stream, I would kind of understand what Chris has said. I would understand.
I didn't say nothing
I
wrong,
will not understand. We gave you prime content here, okay? So be sure to.
No, don't say my name. I do not co-sign this. I did not co-sign the sexism. Don't say
that. Oh, okay.
Reece James is 5'10", 85 to 90 kg.
All right. Enough, guys, enough. Let me move on to the stream so I can go backstage and address many things that need to be discussed. Okay, let's go ahead and go to the final topic, which is set piece coach. Apparently, we were supposed to get a set piece coach. God only knows we need it. We stink at set pieces. So let's talk about this. So Telegraph exclusive: Chelsea are set to recruit a specialist. Wait, what? What did I just do here? Oh, this is kind of cool, but not what I meant to do. Anyways, Telegraph exclusive. Chelsea are set to recruit specialist coaches to work in a new dedicated set-piece department, despite head coach Mauricio Pochettino dismissing the idea only a month ago, according to Matt Law. Pochettino previously dismissed the idea, suggesting previously that him and his staff were looking at a set-piece specialist player instead, which I think is absolutely ridiculous.
Idiot, man.
Absolutely ridiculous.
1 second, yeah, Marshall, can you go back to that tweet? Marshall? Can you make me like half screen and half that? I just want to show something.
I think I can do that. How do I choose you to be on here though? Hold on. Nope. I don't think I can do this, Ahmed. Sorry,
bro. Just make me full screen. You see that?
Okay.
Point? Guess who was behind Madueke in that picture?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't even see it. Like your set piece coaches.
Wow, what a hater.
You like to be behind my.
Was that the Leeds game?
Yeah, it's the Leeds game. Yeah.
You like to be behind my.
Oh yeah, where you jinxed this manager to stay in his job.
Yeah, that also
by going to the game.
Crimes against humanity. That's on Ahmed. People, Chelsea fans that wanted Poch out. You can thank Ahmed for.
Ahmed is a closet Poch in.
Oh my god.
Oh my days, Will. Big up for the super chat. $1.99 or £1.99. Chris talking about again. I can't. This stream is insane today. I can't even finish my segment here.
You know what? That might explain why Chris hates women. He's not a sexist. He's just.
I don't hate women. What the fuck?
All right. Final 2 tweets. Okay, come on. We're almost at the end. Mauricio Pochettino has been consulted about the creation of the new roles from set-piece specialists, coaches, and supports the idea. Chelsea have not had a specialist set-piece since since Anthony Barry left, which, by the way, I mean, Anthony Barry wasn't that great anyways.
Marshall, no, he kind of was. Because remember, before Barry came in, we could not defend set pieces under Frank.
And when Barry came in, we couldn't defend set pieces under Tuchel.
When Barry came in, we had Jorginho defending the corner transition.
But I'm also talking about.
And Prime he did the exact same thing at Bayern. He had one guy defending the corner transition.
But like still whatever. But like I think in terms of this set piece thing we're trying to look at, it's about us defending it really. Because attacking set pieces, we seem to do all right.
And the last tweet here, it says Chelsea's set piece department will be club wide rather than focusing solely on Pochettino's first team, and is being created following a club wide review that took place last summer. All right.
I mean,
so
talk about.
Has that ever been done before? Club wide set piece policy.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
That should
Well, it means at every level of the club. So
yeah, it basically means every level of the club.
So like women's,
mean,
men's, academy.
Well, our women's team were able to take set pieces. Let's not do that.
No. But
That's what I don't understand. Like they shouldn't be interfering with the women's team because that, like I said in previous streams, that is already a built establishment. You just add the manager to it because Emma Hayes is leaving.
It wouldn't be to the women's team. It would be to the women's academy though. It would be to the ladies academy.
So for the men's academy, does that mean over the next few years, one of our next academy products will be a set piece specialist?
Yeah, basically.
Let's go. I'm happy.
No. It's gonna be for both. So Prime's gonna be for both the lads and the lasses academy. So both of them, and then man, we'll be it, and we'll see what happens.
I would love us to develop a change WordPress. I'm not even gonna lie.
No, we need to spice it up, man. Gotta change your lingo every now and then. Challenge yourself, man.
James Ward Abdi.
Oh my god, it's crazy though. You know what's crazy? It's not even my surname, Abdi's not even it's my middle name, but hey, we move, man. James Wood.
Ahmed Abdi.
Ahmed Zuba. It's not Ahmed Abdi. Abdi's my middle name.
What's your full name?
Ahmed Abdi. It's Sheikh Zuba.
Ahmed Abdi. Okay.
You're a sheikh?
Yeah, my great grandfather said Sheikh.
Oh shit! I was joking. God damn.
Yes, that's why my actual name has Sheikh Zuba in it because my great grandfather's a sheikh. So hey.
Shit, look at that.
Respect me, you know what I mean? Respect me, you know what I mean?
I don't know about that, man.
Can you buy out Poch's contract? Can you buy out Poch's contract then? Please?
Yeah, can you buy out Poch's contract?
I might have to give some lad. We'll see what happens.
Guys, his name's Ahmed. He doesn't have the facilities.
I have the facilities for anything, man. You name it.
Why didn't you buy Chelsea?
I don't want the hassle. I don't want the hassle, man. I don't want the hassle, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me not. Let's end the stream.
By the way, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you guys have enjoyed the stream. This has been one crazy stream. Probably one of the best streams we've done in a very, very long time. I can't even think of another one. But let's go ahead. As always, guys, big up. Smash the likes. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. That goes the same towards Ahmed's channel, The Bridge 258, where we're also streaming from as well. So show the love in all the platforms. Be sure to leave, check out the description below for all other content. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on everything we discussed and all the funny things that happened today as well, by all means. Also, be sure to hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever we do go live. And as always, be sure to check out the memberships because we do have 4 different memberships. 4 different memberships starting at 99p, and people who are the proper casual and higher memberships get shout outs, and that's gonna go to Felipe Courtois.
Guess it's done, man.
I can't even finish my goddamn outro. Anyways, that's gonna go out to Felipe Courtois, B-Man, God of Progs, Gabriel A, Horizont, Editor, Hassan Nuwas, A Solomon, Uncle Jester's FC, Will, Adrian, Scott, Dark, OG Triple Jesus, and EE. Thank you so much for the support, and thank you everyone else who's a member who supported. We're gonna go ahead and raid Flawless's gaming channel. He's right there playing some pro clubs. So if you're in the mood for some FIFA FC or EA FC rather, and some
Cook
pro
Andrew,
clubs, go ahead.
Say FIFA, man.
Cook Andrew, go over there. Have a good time. Let them know where you're coming from. Copy and pasting that raid message. We'll be back here. Jesus Christ. We'll be back here again Wednesday. By the way, Wednesday, we will be having a call-in show. So if you are of the, I think it's Cement Mixer Gang and higher, you get to be start off in the call-in show this Wednesday. So look forward to hearing from you guys and your thoughts. We'll be talking about Ruben Amorim and all these other managers that we're linked with. But Ahmed, do you want to say any final words before we leave?
Yeah, I want to say quickly, if you like Chris, if you want to know something about Chris, he likes his meat mean and lean. So just tell him the truth.
Stay casual, people. Have a good night. Peace.